Okay, and yeah, according to this, we are now live.
Wow.
It's gonna show up slightly delayed, but everyone don't panic. Just take deep breaths. Everyone take deep breaths.
I'm sorry, the panic is setting in.
Just take deep breaths. Don't panic. I'm not panicking. I'm okay. All right. So
That's why Darth Vader takes the breaths, because he's taking really deep breaths.
well, Darth Vader has
He's
the
so
lucky,
nervous.
ability of having a mask, so no one has to see his face until you actually do see it. All right. What's up, everyone? How is everyone doing? I see like several familiar faces in here, which is nice. First
I
and
have no
foremost,
face.
yes, we have three people with cameras on. Our actual Mia, who this whole thing is named after right now. If you haven't noticed, Mia's Quartet, which we do plan on probably changing eventually. He's the only one without the camera. You still can hear her voice though. All right, but I'm gonna introduce these guys first. These guys and girls. Let them, kind of plug themselves and talk about what their channel is and all that. And then we'll talk about the kind of brunt of what we're gonna be doing today. So, who would like to start?
I'm Rob A. I have least amount of subscribers, but that's okay. I'm cool. I'm just glad to be part of this.
All right. You want to go next, Cynthia?
Okay, hi you guys, my name is Cynthia or Sushi Fairy, and I don't know, I make a bunch of random videos, but I try to be funny, so yeah, I try to have an anime related theme going on.
All right, and then lastly, Mia.
It's me. So I'm the person who has no camera. I'm Mia. I have a YouTube channel. I make anime videos and a lot of random other videos. Yeah, that's it.
Wow. The quickest introductions ever.
I should have said I make.
Okay. Listen, everyone that's watching right now, I left a link to all of their all their channels, in the description box below. So definitely follow them. I'm not gonna say to follow me. I'm not gonna give you introductions myself. I mean, you should know who I am by now. I think like 90% of the people right here know me quite well.
Oh yeah.
But anyways, besides that, I am so happy to have this podcast with these guys and girls over here. So we're really just gonna be introduction. Really, we're not gonna go super in depth of what we plan to do because we really have no idea what we're doing with this. This is gonna be very interesting, to say the least. This is a spur of the moment type thing. I mean, how long have you guys been planning this actually?
Wait, I have a camera. Oh. Wait.
Do you?
And Mia comes in with the camera.
Oh my God, there's two Mias.
There's two Mias now. Hold on. Make sure your audio doesn't have two people at the same time, because that does. Okay, there you go. We're good.
Okay, that's one.
There you go. Mia's now. She's not her avatar anymore. She's got a face.
It's the face of Mia. See.
Oh my God. She's just setting up.
Hello.
We'll watch the setup.
I'm sorry for all this mess.
It's okay.
My PC didn't work, so I went to my phone. That was all.
That's all right. That's fine.
Okay. I was thinking about using my phone too, but I was like, yeah, I'll just use my laptop. And my thing though, like.
What happened?
Am I skippy or anything? Or do you get?
It's cutting out once in a while, but it's not that bad. You've only like
yours
cut out a few times.
Yours a little bit too, though, Aaron. But I can hear you fine.
All right.
Same with you, Sushi Fairy.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it's probably more of an audio connection thing than anything else. But hopefully for everyone else, you guys can hear us. If you have any problems with not hearing us, let me know in advance because I'll try to fix that.
I feel like we should have talked about this before. I feel like we should have talked about this before we were live, but
yeah, no, I mean it was fine before we were live. Then I mean that's where the issues. You know what's funny, dude? I've done now several podcasts. I swear to God, no matter how many podcasts I've ever done though, and how many times I've gone live, it always happens where everything pre-set up is perfectly fine. You're like, oh yeah, we got it, we're good to go. As soon as you hit live, the shit happens where all of a sudden things stop working, people's audio starts cutting out, cameras start failing. All of a sudden they have to get busy all of a sudden, and just the slew of things that happen after that. It's oh my God. And by the way, some of the people watching also, these people are a little camera shy, but give them a little break. Don't be Don't be harsh. And everyone here, though, is nice people. I know almost like 90% of these people. Actually, I know all these people that are joining right now. So just be nice.
Yep.
Wait, I'm
All
going.
right.
What's up? No,
I'm going to get cat ears.
You're gonna get cat ears?
Yes.
Okay, well, Mia has to represent the most out of all of us because this is named after her. So she has to be the model of sorts.
She has to be the Neku.
Yeah, she has to be the anime one.
Yeah, we started a choir group because of Mia.
Oh my god, imagine that. Oh, and then we just start going. We're going live. Our actual thing will start soon. We will be going to different countries. You know,
And we're Mia's backup dancers.
Oh god, I'm in the far back dancing. You won't actually see me. I'll be like behind everything. I'll be dancing. I promise. But you won't see me dancing.
Dance. I thought this was not a dancing podcast.
Listen, this is going to be a very strange podcast. Let's just get that right out of the way right now. It's going to be
the strangest.
Hi, Yandere. Saying hello to the chat.
I'm looking at the chat.
Konnichiwa.
I know some of these people are very interesting individuals, and I'm very happy that they're here because they'll bring some quality. Wait, what is it? Blade be at the end of the horizon. I'll be in a different country while they're dancing. I'll be dancing just off screen. You won't know I'm there.
It's gonna be like in the Emperor's New Groove where like he has like all the background dances and he's like the main center of attention.
Oh god, that'd be terrible. Oh Jesus.
God, that movie's so underrated.
So I figured what we can do, and I think we're all okay with this, is we'll have introductions of ourselves besides that, and we'll talk about like some of our favorite anime where we first started watching anime. By the way, you guys and girls in the chat, you can feel free to ask us questions. We'll answer some of them. You know, just nothing too super personal, obviously, but you can ask us other questions.
Well, I'm going to post the podcast on Twitter too.
Yep. And by the way, yeah, everyone, make sure to hit the like. And I know it sounds so corny, but like I said earlier, I said make sure to also follow all of us and subscribe to all our channels. That'd be nice. There are like description box. I'm gonna plug that like probably several times, so I apologize in advance. But I want these girls and guys right here to get famous. They have better quality content. Okay, get them famous. You know, come on.
Thanks.
Aw.
Yeah, no, Usama, you will never know my phone number. I can only imagine like Usama calling me in the middle of the night, going, "Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?" And I'd be like, it's really early because different time zones. That'd be kind of scary. No one's phone numbers would be developed in this. All right, so what we'll do is, how about this? I'll ask you guys first. So, Cynthia, what was the first anime you remember watching, and what were your thoughts about it?
Well, okay, so I kind of thought about this, and I wrote like a couple pages just too. So
I should have done that.
Came prepared. Holy crap! Came prepared. Wow, I'm just gonna wing this. So go ahead.
So
I'm just gonna wing it.
Like the first couple ones that I remember watching simultaneously were Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Dragon Ball during my childhood when I was like 9 or 10 years old.
Right.
And I collected Yu-Gi-Oh cards because of that too, and then I could go to school, show them off, and then I would feel like the coolest kids, and like the kids would like try to scam me and try to say, "Oh, I want that card," or I'm like, "No." So
what's the better one? Screw
yeah,
on.
and then and I would also watch Dragon Ball with my dad and my sister. But then to this day, now my dad looks at me when I watch anime. He's like, "How old are you?" And I'm like, and he's like, "And you're still watching cartoons?" And then one time I caught him watching Dragon Ball without me. And then I told him the same thing. I'm like, "How old are you?" And yeah, it's kind of funny, but and then I also have a Japanese uncle who he was like when we visited last year, and he was like, "Oh, so do you guys like anime?" And then he put something on Hulu, and we made us watch like Assassination Classroom. And
oh wow!
So yeah, and then but yeah, then I also got even more into anime during high school. Like that's when it happened even more, because I kind of stopped, like, you know, because it becomes uncool with the kids. like during middle school, and people.
But now it is cool though with kids.
Yeah, it is, and it's becoming mainstream and okay. So, but I would have to hide the fact that I like Pokemon back in the day, and then and then I would get like scared getting found out shopping at Walmart for a Pokemon game. Yeah, it was so sad. And then when some guy at school sees me, he's like, "Hey, I thought I saw you at Walmart buying Pokemon." I'm like, "No, I don't know you." And yeah, it was kind of embarrassing. But then I started like being more open about it, like in high school, because I found friends that also liked anime, and we played Kingdom Hearts and all that. So that was pretty fun. And yeah, and then I got more into it because I started watching Death Note and Full Metal Alchemist, and yeah. So I'm sorry, I'm flipping my page, okay. And then after high school, that's when I got into One Piece, and then I like binge watched so many episodes. Like there's hundreds of episodes, you guys know. That's why people don't want to get into it. But like
800 episodes.
Yeah, once you pass 100 episodes, you feel accomplished. Like, oh my gosh, like I can get through
only 700 more to go.
Yeah. And then and I like to see the art style like improve as you progress into the newer, season and stuff. And they actually remastered the older episodes, so now new fans can get into it. Like you don't have to look at the ugly art, I guess, necessarily. But yeah,
I don't mind it.
Yeah. And I don't mind it either because the story's that good. And then I got into manga in high school as well, because like it's at my local library. I didn't know you could find manga at libraries. So
yeah, my school has a few libraries.
Except in Portugal, you can't find that there.
Find that.
Really?
Only in my stores in Lisbon. I think that's all.
That's messed up.
Oh. Yeah,
and just for school books.
Oh.
Literally, you can only find school books and Harry Potter.
Oh. Yeah, but my friends would like. I had one friend who got mad at me, like, "You're not supporting the artist if you're not buying it." And then I'm like, "I'm poor. I'm in high school." So yeah, and yeah. So I think that's about it. Yeah.
Oh, that's
great story though.
Yeah. All right, Mia, would you like now to take the reins for that question? What was the first anime you remember watching, and how did it impact your life from then on?
I think it was Dragon Ball with my brother on TV. All the first anime was on TV. Right. It was Dragon Ball, and then was like Sakura Card Captor, Sailor Moon, that kind.
Heroes,
and then we had Doraemon. I guess I'm the only one who watched Doraemon.
Doraemon.
It's that blue cat. That blue came from space.
I've seen like episodes here and there on TV, but it really wasn't like super popular in the West, and I was still really not even.
I was watching it on my TV, and it was dubbed in Spanish.
Wow. Okay, so that must be interesting.
It was El Gato Cósmico. It was that.
But how that revolutionize you? Like, did it change you and make you like, I love anime now?
First, it was just at home watching it with my brother. Mm-hmm. Then, even at school, I guess there was nobody in middle school. Right. Just in high school, I met people who were all into Naruto. They were crazy about Naruto. And then that was when I went to my first con, and one anime pulls another anime. There was Soul Eater. I don't know. I started binge watching at high school.
Right.
But not buying anything, because here, I don't know, that was about 2008, 2009. There was like no books for sale, no manga for sale at that time.
That's weird. Hold on. That goes to show you the cultural differences, though. Like, because I mean, in the West, I think back in maybe 2000, anime started getting popular, and we started seeing manga even in schools, but it was still not,
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the West, and that's where it started getting really popular. In other countries, though, I mean, anime is still booming, trying to get that kind of that leg out.
That's so weird, because in schools, that's not normal at all here. Not even now.
like every school I went to, it had in high school, like my high school originally, and then my second high school I went to, you could find manga. You could find Naruto. I found Bleach. I found like random things that were a little too mature for high school, but I don't think anyone knew what they were. So it was like, it's interesting.
The amount of anime that you said just now,
Mm-hmm.
it was like 5. It's the amount you find in a store, not in school.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like, but it's funny because we have like 5 animes or something, a small amount, and then interestingly, they are all translated in different languages. I don't know why. They're not in Portuguese. They are like Portuguese, English, French. I don't know why.
Why? That's so weird.
Yeah,
Like,
so weird.
They just find random ones. They go, you know, just put it. We'll put it here. There you go.
We have Naruto, Boruto, One Piece, and we have like Tokyo Ghoul, Assassination Classroom, Platinum End, because it's the new manga, and that's it. Something like that. We don't have much.
I'm trying to figure out, Shiki, do you want me to say your name out loud on the stream? Is that like what you're trying to tell me in the chat? Like, she keeps telling me to introduce her. I'm like, oh, do you want me to introduce you here or on the thing? I don't know. Oh, stream. Okay. Yes. Hello, Shiki. I said your name earlier, didn't I? Listen, I'm going to go run down real fast to everyone here. Yandere, thank you for joining. Usama, thank you for joining. Neko-chan, thank you for joining. Leroy, thank you for joining. Shiki, thank you for joining. Let me see. Who else I'm missing? Yuki, thank you for joining. Triggs, I thank you for joining. I think you're probably a person I know also. Christian, thank you for joining. And who else? Everyone else here. Oh, Krotaku, you're here too. Thank you. I ran through everyone, I believe. If I missed you, I'm very sorry because I feel horrible now. But there you go. Anyways, but that's interesting because, you know, I think at least in my high school in New York, it was funny because they were like, I saw stuff by Clamp, so I saw Chobits one time there, which is very strange because Chobits has nudity in it. So I'm like, why is it in high school? It's okay in our library of all sorts, but
it doesn't really have nudity, right? It's like no nipples. Nudity.
It's like that. Well, I think actually the first one has nipples, and then after they stopped showing nipples. But I think there were nipples in the first one. I haven't read a long time, so I can't remember off the top of my head. But I remember there was nudity in it still, and it was crazy because of that. I Love Hina was another one that was in my school, which was also very strange. But like I said, yeah, all the shonen stuff, like Naruto was there, which was also weird. It was very strange. But it's now I found that's even stranger that you just said that in your country they had manga, but it's different languages. Like that's just why
in the store.
That's
I don't know.
So weird. Because like I mean, if you go to the bookstore around here, like most of the regular bookstores, it's all English. You're not going to find Spanish translated manga. You won't find anything. It's just all English. But you have to go to there's I forget the name of it. If one of you guys can remember what it's called, Kobayashi, I think. It's like a Japanese bookstore or like
I heard of it.
Right. There's one in New York, and that's like the only place you could, or one of the only places that's like big bookstore wise that you can find different translated series. So you can find Japanese manga there, you can find English one, you can also find different, like I think Chinese was there too. But
no, I'm pretty sure that does not exist here.
You know, Kobayashi is only like, I know it's in so many places. They're very, very
Yeah.
Like in Japan it's huge, but here in America it's still very small. But with that being said, Rabe, it's now your turn to introduce where your first anime was and how it changed your life for the good or bad.
Well, it definitely was. It was for the good. Well, let's see. Well, back when, I was like 4 years old or 5 when anime was coming out because I was born in 1995. So like that time, that's when anime started getting, was starting to begin here in the West, like you said, Aaron. But yeah, on Cartoon Network, of course, the highlight of Toonami was Dragon Ball Z, and like that was probably the very first anime I ever watched. But I had very little memories of it at first, and I wasn't crazy about it. Plus, I think it was during the Majin Buu saga. I think that's what it was, which is part like my least favorite Dragon Ball arc to this day. I mean, don't get me wrong, it has some good story elements, but it's not the best compared to the earlier story arcs in Dragon Ball. But So yeah, so I was okay with it though. I liked some of the characters, like Piccolo, he's probably the most memorable.
Right.
But the one anime though that I started getting into a lot was of course Pokemon. And but I don't know if I would watch
Pokemon. I really
yeah.
All of us have seen Pokemon at this point.
Pokemon pretty much is. I mean, it was easy to follow too, despite how many episodes there were, like how many adventures. You didn't really care if it was filler or not. Like, oh, he's just, it's just fun. But I don't know if I watch Pokemon again because I don't know. I mean,
dude, I kid you not, like not to cut you off, but I legit tried to recently watch some of the older Pokemon.
Yeah, me too.
It's not as easy as I thought it would be. Like I was like, oh man, nostalgia time. Let's watch some. What's?
Have you guys seen like the banned episodes of Pokemon where James like has boobs?
Oh yeah. or the gun where they go to the hunting range and like the there. I'm like, wow, way to just throw out a gun there, huh? Okay. Like why they never even show guns in Pokemon? Only one episode, I think, out of the whole series you ever see a single gun. I'm like, what was the point of that? But continue. I'm sorry, Robert. Continue.
No, you're good. That's all right. So yeah, but then there was one other anime that I got crazy over other than Pokemon. That was Yu-Gi-Oh. And this is like the first anime that I would just watch every Saturday morning. I would just be like, oh my god, Yu-Gi-Oh, because I wanted to see what would happen with the characters and stuff. And this was probably one of the first animes I ever bonded with my best friend Chandler. By the way, you'll see Chandler in a future video that I have. But yeah, I don't know if Chandler's watching this right now, but if you are, man, you've been mentioned. but yeah, so that was the first anime I ever got crazy over more than Pokemon. And and there was another anime that I sort of watched, but it was kind of on really late at night. It was on Adult Swim because back when I was a kid, back when my brothers and I were kids, we would sometimes stay up late without our parents knowing that we would watch those Adult Swim shows like Family Guy and Futurama because we were mean back then. But it was Saturday night and we saw this one show called Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh. You're messy.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was like, this looks like Pokemon. but I didn't know what we called these back then. I didn't know what we called it, anime or something. I didn't know what it was called back then. I just knew this is a similar art style or something. So I watched this, and I was surprised by how violent it was, but I didn't mind it. I was just like, that's pretty cool. I like some of these. I like the fights. I like the characters. I like Kuwabara. I like Kurama. I like Hiei. I like Yusuke. So I was like, this is a pretty cool show. But then all of a sudden, I don't know why, I just stopped watching it for some reason. But so after Yu-Gi-Oh ended and stuff, the original, I was just like, maybe I'm done with anime for a while. Maybe I'm maturing out of it, which to me, I felt like that was the stupidest moment of my life. And thinking that I was just done with anime because I just thought anime is just dying and stuff. So I was just like, I'm done. I'm getting older now. Right. So then later I'm I'm in high school now and I started watching I'm watching other shows, and this isn't an anime, but still an animated show called Star Wars: The Clone Wars, which is, it's Star Wars, but it's a CGI animated show, and I was surprised, well, not surprised, but impressed on how good it was and how action oriented it was for a CGI show on Cartoon Network. They got really violent at times. I was like, wow, they actually did that. They actually cut someone's head off. They actually stabbed someone with a lightsaber. But then after that show ended, I was just like, oh man, there's no other animated shows that are just as violent as that. But then I stayed up late on this was back when remember when Toonami came back on Adult Swim, and it's still back on, but
well, yeah, it had its return. I think in mid 2000s, it came back for not even a couple months and then disappeared again. I think it was sometime around then. And then recently, obviously, came back, and now it's still around.
So yeah, when Toonami came back on Adult Swim, I started, I was like, Toonami. So I just started, I started watching that. and I started getting into other animes like Bleach.
Right.
I really liked Bleach. I thought it was really cool. I still like it to this day. I don't care what people say. And then I started getting into Naruto. And what else did I start getting into? Soul Eater I got into. I didn't watch it much until like way later. But yeah, I watched Soul Eater. Let's see what else. I also started watching One Piece, and when I first started watching One Piece, though, like this is like the thing with One Piece, though, like this was back when like One Piece, like when Toonami came out. When One Piece came out on Toonami, like it was like already 200 episodes in, so I didn't see the very beginning yet, and this was like during this whole crappy Foxy story arc, which is probably one of my least favorite story arcs.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like. But I liked it. I thought it was okay. So I just started watching it for a bit, and then all of a sudden, like when what was I gonna say? Like when we got to the end of this arc, and like the Ice Admiral Aokiji showed up, I was just like, "Whoa, who's this guy?" And then like when I saw that, I was just like, "Okay, I gotta watch One Piece from the very beginning." So I started doing that, and after like 200 episodes, I was just like, "Wow." I was just so impressed by this anime, and and this was back around like I think this was like back when I started getting into One Piece when my grandmother's still alive, but then after my grandmother passed away, I think that's when I started getting into it a lot more, which was just kind of weird. But
I think for a lot of people they get into anime for different reasons, and sometimes for some people, yeah, they probably would go back and be like, it'd be associated with bad things, but it's good that you go past that,
Yeah, so it was just a way for me to cope with my emotions and all that. So I did that, and I was loving it a lot. But then, but the one thing, this is kind of similar to Sushi Fairy's story, like how she was afraid to like admit that she was liking anime to other people, and I was pretty much fighting.
What happened?
So I was
Continue.
I was nervous to explain this to my family, especially my. By the way, I have a twin brother.
Mm.
I have a twin brother, and he does. We're not like identical, but still though. So, but he can be a bit judgmental when it comes to stuff like anime. So I was kind of nervous on like revealing my anime loving self.
Right.
I guess that's how you would say it. So I was very, very scared. And like one time he came in my bedroom one time, and it was like Toonami. So like what was I gonna say? So like I was kind of nervous because I was worried that if I watched Toonami in front of him, I was worried he was gonna say.
Right.
And my fears came to reality. So I started watching One Piece in front of him, and he's like, "What's this?" And I'm like, this is what I watch every Saturday night. And then he's like, "Is this a joke?" And so and then I'm like, "No, this is the real thing. You want to stay, stay. If you don't, get out. Like, I'm watching this. This isn't changing. I'm not changing the channel."
That actually leads me to a good question I have for all of you. Actually, speaking of which, when it comes to, I think, like judgmental, because for me, ironically enough, and I'll kind of semi work this into my own introduction for the people that don't know me, which I'm not going to do a long introduction. You guys already know me. But the thing is that I grew up with a family that already had known anime for the most part. My dad was into stuff like Gigantor, Astro Boy. I'm trying to think of all the things. He also watched a series called Eighth Man and various other things that are very like obscure nowadays because they're so super old. But even my mom watched a lot of those shows, and she likes like Voltron and stuff like that. So they knew what anime was, and they were like, "Hey, no, we're okay with you watching that." So I never had those judgmental parents. Like, I don't know if you guys, and I'll ask all of you with this, but I've never had those judgmental people in my life to really, except like in my family, immediate family, say, "Oh, how dare you watch anime?" or "You're." I've never heard that, and it's so weird. I've heard that from like outside sources, like in school. I heard that quite often. Like people are like, what's anime? Is that Japanese porn stuff? By the way, also just off that concept alone, really, how people have always, I guarantee all of us have heard that at one point or another, right? Like legit, everyone here is. Have you not heard that, Mia?
Yeah, I've heard that.
Okay, I would say. What about you, Cynthia?
Yeah, me too.
And Robbie, I'm presuming yes.
Yes.
Right.
I just told you about my twin brother, how
Right.
he was judgmental about this. He's still judgmental about this. He doesn't even call it anime. He calls it like Japanese cartoons or something like that, which is that's kind of what anime is, but
right. Well, it's the weird thing.
That's kind of what
like, hentai is the least known thing. Like in terms of even anime, like if you go online right now and you were to go to like an anime streaming site like Crunchyroll or even some of the other more illegal sites, obviously, you don't really see hentai being advertised first and foremost. Like, oh, here's a hentai show. It's you get regular shows. So it's like I've never understood that the people that are judgmental and always say, oh, that Japanese hentai porn stuff. How the hell did you find that first before anything else anime wise? So you found the porno stuff before just the regular anime. Like what? I don't get that. I don't understand that. I've never gotten that. But I'll ask you guys that for that question. I think to continue the introductions. In terms of your own personal struggles when it comes to like people mocking you at school or whatever, did you endure? Did you have to endure that, and what did you do to do it? Like to kind of get over that. Like, we'll start with you, Cynthia. What did you have to do? Did you have anyone like ever tell you, "Oh, what you're watching anime? How dare you?"
I don't think it was so much that I don't know. I was that much a target for bullies or whatever, so I didn't really experience that. Although I did remember getting kind of bullied, but that was for a different reason. Like it wasn't just because I liked anime or whatever. But I told my mom. It was in elementary school, and then dealt with the bullies then, and then but like during middle school and all that, then I'm just like a shy person, and yeah, so I don't think anyone ever really like tried to, I don't know, make fun of me for that. So yeah, but I kind of like am a self-conscious person, so I like overthink it, and then I try to, I don't know, try to stay away from I guess people, but and then stick with people who do like anime. And yeah, and then I met like some really nice friends, and we got to like recommend different animes to each other, and yeah, so it became like awesome like that. But I became even more open about it after high school, and I became an adult, and I started working, and I got to know my coworkers, and then I just been more open about it, and I talk to like the older ladies or whatever sometimes about anime, like, oh, this is like, I think they can appreciate a good story, and even like the typical kind of girly girls that just do the makeup and don't want anything to do with anime, but I talk to them about it because I'm a nerd, and and
we all have nerdy things here. Don't worry, you're not alone with that.
Yeah, and I got one friend who she told me, Cynthia, I thought you were annoying at first, but now she asks me like with One Piece, like she's like, what's going on with that reindeer or something, and then yeah, so it's just that, and yeah, I just update on like maybe different little stories or whatever, but sometimes I even like get them to watch something. Who knows?
Don't you feel accomplished when you get like a coworker or someone like you would never think would ever watch an anime, all of a sudden get to watch an anime?
Yeah, it's so like awesome.
It's like I'm spreading anime slowly. I'm making it more where more people watch anime.
Yeah, and now with college, me going back to college, I kind of also don't keep it a secret. Like I wear anime T-shirts, and I have my Howl's Moving Castle backpack, and sometimes I do get like compliments, and people like I love your backpack, and yeah, but sometimes some people think or mistake the like calcifer for being like I got one counselor telling me, is that The Simpsons? And
oh my God.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. But I got my backpack like right here, so yeah.
Oh wow.
How is your backpack? Can you show?
Oh yeah. So it's like pretty decent size.
It's a big backpack. Oh shit.
Yeah, I got it at Hot Topic. It was like I got it on one of their sales. They have a lot of sales, like 50% off sometimes. So yeah. And it can fit a lot. Plus, I don't really need to carry that much. And oh, thanks, Triggs. You said cute backpack. Thanks. And
several pins of anime.
yeah. And then
Still a bit
oh yeah, even my lanyards, like I had a Yokai Watch one, and then some people in my classroom, they're like, when I changed my lanyard because it kind of broke, and then I had to change it to a Gudetama one, they're like, didn't you have a Yokai Watch one before? And then they never talked to me before this, and then well, other than like the classwork, we have to discuss about what we read, and then I'm like, oh, what, you noticed? And then so yeah, it's kind of cool to talk about that, and yeah, and then we start complaining about the school system, like, oh, I wish we learned how to do taxes in high school, but yeah, that's another thing.
No, but seriously, that's actually a good question. Like, legitimately, why don't we do taxes? I think like that's something that we should have a class that teaches taxes. I know that's not even talking about anime at that point, but legitimately, I agree with that. That's actually smart. What about you, Mina? Have you ever dealt with family members or friends or anything that kind of didn't understand your love for anime or your appreciation for it?
In high school, I let people know, and obviously there were some people who would like look at me and my friends with that weird "I'm above you" sort of look because we were into anime.
Right.
But in university, everybody was pretty cool about it. It's not like I was like discriminated or anything. I actually had friends who were into anime. But I mean, work-wise, I'm pretty like, I don't want people to know.
Right.
But at the same time, I don't go out of my way to hide it. But like, I don't know. I'm just trying to hide it a bit. And I generally forget, and I have wallpapers on my phone. I had
Oh, God.
And one time I was drawing, and I drew this anime boy, and then my coworker was like, "Oh, that's one of those anime boys." I was like, and
That's interesting.
it's just a drawing. Yeah, but here I don't think it's like seen as a bad thing. I mean, if there's a group that's outside of it, they will see it like a bad thing, but there isn't really like bullying because of it. I remember that one time I was reading some manga, and I was told that I was childish, something like that. But that was like the only thing that happened. Then they moved on with their lives.
Oh, like I've always heard those stupid snide comments from people because I remember. I think it was
That was like
that.
That was in middle school. I was a child. Yes.
That makes even less sense. Like what? It's what? Middle school, you should be able to watch. Like if you watch or read anything that's manga, it's like that's even less of a reason to say someone's childish. But it's like
no,
oh,
I think
God.
middle schoolers, they're all like ready to be grown up. They want to be all big kids now.
Yes.
Yeah, but what's funny though is I'm seeing like because I know several of my friends who have like either kids or have or watch babysit kids that are watching like Yokai Watch, for example, or still watch Pokemon. And I'm like, that's not the. I think like for all those shows, even if you're older, because I know some people that still watch Yokai Watch or Pokemon even now, and they're in their 20s. And it's like, yeah, okay, maybe they're geared for kids, but I never thought like, oh, your maturity is factored on what you watch, because. Then I would question like everyone that watches, for example, My Little Pony, because how many people watch My Little Pony and they're like in they're 40 years old or 50 years old, which is strange to me. Yeah, that's really strange to me.
Unless they go to a convention for that.
I've seen like at Comic-Con last year, I saw some very let's just say interesting people walking around. Yeah, clearly they were bronies. Clearly, we'll put that way. But even more so. The fact that they were very old people that were doing it, and I'm like, okay, listen, anime fan, cartoon fan, that's all good, right? Nothing. But yeah, like if you're in middle school and you have if you're reading manga, that's just weird to me. It really is. Not in the sense of people judging you for that. So I should say. But okay, so what about you, Robbie? What was some of your besides? I know you said your brother earlier, but anyone else?
Yeah, my brother. Yeah.
Is it school too?
I was never bullied in school or anything. I was just between being popular and just I was never really bullied or anything.
That's
Like
good.
no one ever messed with me. but I never really talked about my. Well, I started getting anime when I was like 16 or 17, so I wasn't really. But I never really talked about it that much. I mean, I talked about it with my friend Chandler. Then I started, talking with other friends, and we had a lot of stuff in common. Like we talked about a lot of animes that we've been watching. They recommended a lot of animes to me, and I recommended a lot of animes to them. So yeah, and I have another brother too, an older brother, and he's not crazy into anime, but he's pretty much watched 2 animes, and that was Pokemon and Yu Yu Hakusho.
Right.
So
That's 2 different animes. Very different.
yeah, but yeah, my parents they don't really know what anime is. I wish they knew. I wish they knew like your parents, Aaron. But it's all right though. I mean, I think the only anime they know is Speed Racer.
Oh, that's another one. Yeah, Speed Racer. Speed Racer. It's so corny, but it's also funny to watch even when you get older. I know I will win this race. I know. I will make it to the end of the race. I know I will. Like I have the power of the Mach 5. The Mach 5 is the best machine ever made by man. Like, oh my God. I still give them credit. Like people don't understand that was because that was the way they had to do the lip dub because they didn't know how to do the lip flaps they do in modern anime because they couldn't time it properly. So all they had to do was like they had to match a Japanese vocal and had to just try to mimic the speed of that. and I still think that's hilarious because, like, I mean, I kid you not, if you've never seen Speed Racer, or anyone here hasn't seen Speed Racer, just watch like clips of it online. It'll make your day just for how funny these people talk. Like, Pops, I will win the Mach 5. I know I can do this, Pops. I know I will win this fight. We have the best. We made the best machine in the world, and I will not lose this fight. And it's like, what? That wasn't the only show to do it either. There was other shows that did that, but it was like it's so bad at Speed Racer. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's why, like, as soon as you said that, I had flashbacks of Speed Racer because I have the whole series on DVD.
Do you really?
Yeah, and also, actually, no, I just forgot I bought it on Blu-ray recently because it was like $20 at Walmart. So I have it on Blu-ray also, and it's so bad to watch. So bad, it hurts. It hurts.
Bought them for $20.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys saw it. Funimation was trying to sell the collector's edition of Speed Racer I think it was like last year, and it was his head. So it's the dude's head, and it has inside of it all the CDs, which is very strange to me by itself. But you can press a button on the head, and it talks. It says lines from the TV show, and I'm like,
oh God,
I don't think I'd ever want that. Like, it was nightmare fuel. Expensive. It was like $100-something. I'm like, no. But they were so proud of it. Like I was watching the audio commentary for it, like where they were saying how they made it and stuff. And he's like, we had to make sure we went into super amounts of details to capture his likeness to a T. And we have this little opening on his head where you could take out the movies. And it's like, wait, why not make the car? Like have the car. That would have been cool. You could put the movies in the car, but instead, no, they put it in his head, which is, yeah, that's a strange thing. Anime is weird.
It is weird. That's why we love it.
Yes, that is why we love it. I think that for me, like my own personal experiences with anime, and manga too in general. In high school, because it was still not mainstream, and this shows my age of, I think because I'm the oldest one here, 27. It was soon to turn 28 in like not even 2 months. It's scary. But regardless.
Happy early birthday.
Yeah, happy super early birthday. Thank you so much. But what's funny is when I was at school, it was anime and manga were still getting like popular per se. I mean, you saw like stuff on Toonami, obviously Gundam Wing, like Trigun. All these series were becoming popular, yes, but they weren't super popular. They were those things that you watch, and they came out during people's time at school and all that. But what made it worse though was that I started having some people that would know that like, hey man, did you see that Gundam Wing series? They'd be like, what? What are you talking about? And you'd be like, yeah, the show with like giant robots. They're fighting each other. He's like, robots? Like Power Rangers? I can't watch shit like that. And I'm like, it's nothing like Power Rangers. It's cool and explosive. And no, it was Power Rangers to everyone. Even Cowboy Bebop, which came out later slots, that that wasn't cool enough for people, which is it's considered one of the coolest anime ever, and yet for some people it wasn't cool enough. But yeah, when I got to college, and this is now 2008. I ran into people that they were almost afraid to tell me they liked anime, but I was talking to, I think, someone about that weird, I forget what show it was. It wasn't Food Wars, but it was something that was on Netflix at the time, and I can't remember what time I had. Oh, Noragami, that's what it was. And I was telling Noragami is awesome. I love Noragami. I still have to watch the full second season. I know I'm terrible. I have not watched the second season yet, all the way through. But Noragami, I was talking to one friend. His name is Jose, and he was a cool dude. Where I mentioned it, he's like, "Dude, you watch anime too? Oh my god, I've watched all these shows on Netflix." And I'm like, because that's where he found all his anime. All the shows he's ever watched, he's never watched anywhere but Netflix. But I'm like, dude, you're missing out. There's like hundreds of other shows online. He's like, what shows, man? I need to know. Because he watched, I kid you not, this dude had a book. He took the book out and he showed me every show because he marked all the shows he had. And I then told him about Mal because I'm like, dude, you could just go online and mark it on Mal. He's like, what's Mal? I'm like, it's my anime. He's like, what? A place like that exists? I'm like, oh, okay. Well, so he was getting into anime, and it was kind of cool because I think I blew up his world even more. Because the next day he came in, he's like, "Dude, I went to Crunchyroll. You told me about this site, Crunchyroll. My God, man, it's got so much anime on there. I don't know where to start." I'm like, God, man. I'm like, here it is, 2008. This is happening versus back in 2000, I was getting ridiculed in high school middle school at that time about anime, and then even in my early years of high school, I'm like, wow, times have changed. Holy crap! It's mystifying to me, but I think that's cool though. That anime is definitely, like Cynthia said before, it's mainstream now. It's not it's not everything's not known, obviously, but Hot Topic, like you said, you found your backpack. Yeah. I don't know if you guys remember Hot Topic when it first came out. But Hot Topic when it first came out was like emo goth store.
Yeah, I heard something about that.
Yeah, it was. You didn't find anime. Like you found like black everything. I remember my mom went in there a few times, and I was like, "Mom, why are you going here? This is like for emos and goths." And no offense, by the way, if anyone's watching this emo goth, it's okay. But it was geared for that type of people. It wasn't geared for anything else. And lo and behold, now they have some of the more like mainstream anime stuff. Like you could find Attack on Titan shirts there. You could find the Tokyo Ghoul shirts there.
Yeah, like I remember back in high school too, like when you could write a review or a survey, whatever, on Hot Topic, right, then it actually asks you what would you like to see from Hot Topic, and I always actually filled it out. I'm like, more anime stuff, and I'm the reason why. So
you were the reason that started. Seriously, like I legit think that people started probably doing that because I remember, yeah, they were doing that like when they first started coming out, and now you can find everything anime there, which is very strange. It's cool, but it's like Spencer's. I don't know if you guys know about Spencer's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love that store.
For the inappropriate stuff.
You can find stuff
in the far back when you wander too far. Like Spencer's is okay if you walk in the beginning of the place, but then if you go too far, you have to stop. You have to stop and realize, okay, this is the forbidden zone. This is where the weird things are, and then walk out. Yeah, ask me. Like, for example, like, do you have any places near you that sell anything anime-wise?
I don't think I have that. I don't have that at all here.
No, so you have to order everything online.
Amazon.
Well, I mean, yeah. Amazon's good for that though. At least Amazon has.
Yeah.
It's the doorway for anime people, you know. But
I mean, I live in a small town, so we don't really have any anime-oriented stores here. I mean, if you want to go somewhere, you can go to like Binghamton, which is like an hour away, or Syracuse, which is like an hour and a half away from here. But
Syracuse, for me, it's like 2.5 hours away.
Yeah, it's like an hour and a half away from here, and it's like one of the longest rides for a while. But if you go to the Destiny Mall, there's a Spencer's and a Hot Topic, and there's another store, but it's not inappropriate like Spencer's, but they do some. I was surprised on how much anime merchandise they had. I was like, wow. They even had Kirito's, like, I think they had Kirito's inflated sword or whatever. Wow. Like it's an inflated sword. But it was
But
just
I'm noticing a lot of stores have that, by the way. Those fake swords are like for different anime stuff. It's interesting.
But yeah, there's no anime-oriented stores here in my town, which is probably one of the suckiest things here.
No, I mean it's like if you around me, you can't find any anime stores. Even though I live in more of a, I want to say, convenient place. Thing is though, is that yeah, if you go to the mall though, obviously you can find places that sell anime goods and stuff. What's interesting though is the few places that did sell a lot of anime stuff. Like there was a new store in the mall that I was kind of happy about that opened that had a lot of manga, and they had also T-shirts and all this other stuff. They completely went out of business like a month in. I think they were around maybe for 1 month, and that was it. And I was mystified by that. I'm like, come on, what the hell? Like, and it's a busy mall. It's like one of the more busy malls in Long Island. But you know that what FYEs. I don't know if you guys know about FYE, but that's another place that they're semi-closing business in a lot of places, but at the same time they're also open in some areas. I don't know why that is. Their stuff's expensive though. I kind of hate buying stuff from there. Yeah,
it's overpriced.
Yeah. It's very overpriced. You know, if perfect example, Clannad, first season and second season, you could buy those online for about, I will say like $40, $50 maybe. Not in FYE. FYE has them for like $80 each. So you were looking at $160. And I'm like, no. I love Clannad, but I would never pay $160 for Clannad. No.
No, why would you?
No. And there was other I'm trying to think. There was other series that you can go on Amazon find for like $20, but at FYE it was like $50 or $60 sometimes. It's like, come on, dude.
Can I ask something?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Is it true that you can go to like Walmart or food stores and you find anime stuff there?
Yeah. So,
That's so weird for me.
The Walmart near me, they don't sell a lot of anime stuff, but they do.
Yeah, they don't either here.
They have anime T-shirts, a few of them here and there for like Dragon Ball, Pokemon, stuff like that. They also have some TV shows. Like I've seen Dragon Ball GT there for some reason.
God.
Yeah, some of the new Dragon Ball Supers there often.
Okay.
A few of the save things from Funimation are there, and that's about it. But yeah, you can find anime stuff.
Yeah, I bought Your Name the movie at Walmart. So
see, yeah, Your Name was. I remember they put that as an advertising thing. Like they had it in the front of Walmart for me, and I was like, "What? What is this?" So I was like, "Wait, what?" You bought
so
Tokyo Ghoul at Walmart.
And it's like anime movies at the movies, and that's just impossible here.
See, I think if it gets popular enough, like any country that anime starting to get more popular, you're starting to see more conventions there. You know, you're starting to see just in general, like in Europe in general, I'm noticing a lot of people are talking about more anime stores cropping up here and there. But you know, I think it's just taking a while, and for smaller areas, it's like, you know, anime is not going to ever really be that big, you know, until it's like lucrative. Because I mean, I know from this one store that's in Manhattan, which is New York, that they have I think it's like an anime store that gets all the anime goods from the realtors and stuff like that. But the same token, they also are suffering because their prices are slightly more exaggerated than the online prices, but at the same time, it's because they have to do that, you know. So it's not really, you know, lucrative to have an anime store in a place that's like a small town or even a small city. You have to have a big city to have it.
I'm not gonna say anything because I live in that big city.
Okay, so that's not fair. That's just unfair.
Yeah.
But eventually, you never know. Eventually, it could happen. Mia, go get a picket sign. Go get a picket sign. Get some anime friends, whatever you can do, and just start walking around the city and be like, anime store, anime store.
It's not popular enough. There's like not enough people, so it's profitable.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have Comic-Con here as well? I think.
We should have Comic-Con.
And maybe it's probably not enough. Something like that.
Nope,
or Mia, you could open your own business and make your own anime store.
Oh my god, that's actually a good idea, right? Like,
at least like or something. They're like small, and they sell the most is pop figures. I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple stores. Triggs is saying in the chat, there's a couple stores, but yeah, they are more for American comics. Yeah, they have like a bit of anime and a lot of American, comics.
Well, you know what's funny? Like, and by the way, this is for anyone that goes to a convention. Don't be afraid to haggle with those people that sell anime. Be like, hey, listen, this series, like, because I know every convention I've been to, you see these prices for shows that are not that expensive. They're things that you go online, you go on Amazon right now, buy for $30, but yet they're selling at the convention center for like 50 or 40 something. Don't be afraid to haggle with them, man, because they will lower the prices a lot of times. I did that several times. I went to Comic-Con, even when I went to the Anime New York City convention, and I was like, hey, listen, this series. First off, I saw another place for $5 cheaper, and second off, online I could buy it right now, shipping free, for half the price. Come on now, and they'll be like, okay, fine, we'll lower it by like $10 or something like that. So don't be afraid to do it. It will happen. By the way, Shiki was talking earlier in the chat that she went to a anime store in Texas. When I went down to Texas for a week, I actually went to the anime store. I know what you're talking about, the anime pop place. I went there. It's actually really cool. Like it's strange because it's like a hole in the wall anime store, but when you go there, they're playing Japanese music, like anime openings. They have like wall to wall anime stuff. You can even buy it's a Haichu there and various other candies. By the way, I love Haichu now. Like, I'm addicted to Haichu.
Oh man.
There's like one flavor I don't like of Haichu. I think it's the mango or something.
Yeah, mango is weird. Like it's not horrible, but it's also not great either. It's probably the weakest flavor. But my God, Haichu. Now I want Haichu.
I haven't had it though. I don't think I have.
Haichu? Oh, dude, you need to go get Haichu. it's I kid you not. It's like a gummy candy. It almost looks like gum. It's not gum though, but it looks like gum. But it's really good. It comes like strawberry, grape. They have like pineapple ones. They also have like a whole bunch of they have assorted flavors ones, cherries, etc. It's good though.
I know it's a candy, but like for some people who don't know, like you're saying you need to get high, chew.
Oh god,
that sounds funny to me.
Oh. Well, I remember I showed my dad that because when I came back from Texas, I had like a whole bunch of Haichu. It's like, what's that? And I'm like, it's Haichu. And he's like, is it gum? I'm like, here, just try it. He liked it himself. He was like, oh, this is good. I'm like, yes, it is very good. And what's weird is the Target near me, which is also near the Walmart, sells Haichu. And I'm like, I'm so happy about that. Wait, what's up? They're over so they can be seen. They move. So I have no idea what you mean by that, Shiki. That doesn't make sense. Unless I'm just reading that incorrectly. You never had Haichu either, Mia?
No, I never saw it.
Welcome to the club.
Oh my god. Okay, you know what, people? I need to get you Haichu. Okay, we need to like formulate a plan of getting these people Haichu. You need to try it. It's good.
I should try it though. I should. Not saying I shouldn't.
But for some reason, that also makes me laugh because I think of Mia's ramen videos. I'm sorry, Mia, but those ramen videos, I love watching them because they're just so funny.
I just fail at opening.
I know, but it's so funny. Man. Like it just explodes every time you've done it so far.
Every time.
Every single time, I'm like, why are you doing it that way? Mia, what's wrong? Just press down the thing. Go crazy. But. Yeah, speaking of which, though, like I said earlier, and I know more people are here now for it, go subscribe to these people. They all do amazing quality content on their channels. I left all the links to their channels in the description box below. Feel free to do it. Come on, support them, make them popular, make them big. It in turn makes anime big. So if you want to support anime, you support them. But I actually, you know what? I'll say that too. What's the most obscure Japanese treat you guys had that you know of off the top of your head?
I mean, I've never really had anything so disgusting. I mean, I've had sushi, and sushi's good. I like sushi, of course.
Sushi is good, yes.
Do you like wasabi?
Wasabi.
I've had that before, and it's pretty good.
You ever try eating a whole thing of wasabi? See what happens? Do it.
That's like a death sentence right there.
I took the gambit of that. It made my eyes like instantly go bloodshot. It was kind of scary. It was probably like it was one of the worst experiences I ever had when it came to wasabi because I love spicy things, but not a good idea.
Oh my gosh, one time I went to a buffet with my grandma and my family, and my grandma went to like the sushi bar, and then she thought that the wasabi was guacamole, and she grabbed a bunch of it. and then
my
yeah,
god.
she's okay though. She's okay.
I was gonna say,
I hope so.
Oh, hey, look, was that Pocky?
Yeah.
A traditional
Well,
Pocky.
what flavor is it? Is it strawberry?
Looks like strawberry.
It's strawberry, and it looks like this. It's like
Oh, it's like a heart.
Oh, you have the harder ones, and that's nice. See, I can't find those very easy. Those are like the thick ones.
They are. Wait. They are all broken now.
Good job.
But yeah, they were.
Mia breaks her Japanese treats. Ramune makes them explode.
She's the biggest weeboo here.
I mean, she's the only one wearing cat ears out of all of us here. So.
Going to hide the cat.
No, don't hide the cat ears. Listen, like half the chat were super happy about the cat ears. So don't worry about the cat ears. And
yeah, Mia, you're our fan service.
and yeah, right now, that's also not hiding them very well. Like, we can still see them popping out. They're still there.
Yeah, I see them.
And then your little hoodie has ears anyway, so...
Also, yeah, did jingle about it? Like, did anyone else hear the jingle of that? So it's like, so you're not hiding them very well. Just, there you go, that's fine.
Oh, God.
But, that's actually, okay. So, what was, let me see how I can word this. What was an incident you had or may have had where maybe you brought like a shirt with you somewhere and someone like looked at it and went, what is that? Or like something like an anime thing, whatever, and people just looked at you like, what? Did anyone ever do that to you? I'll start with you, Mia. You ever had that type of experience?
I don't have anime shirts.
You don't have any anime shirts?
No, what happened was, but that was a good thing. I had anime on the phone,
Right.
and I went to university, and in the bus there was this guy who immediately seated next to me because he knew me from college. And then he looked at my phone and he saw I had something of anime. And then he asked if I knew Mirai Nikki.
Oh, he actually, Mirai Nikki, like Future Diary?
That was like our first conversation ever. I didn't really know him well, and then he seated next to me and started talking about Mirai Nikki for like the whole bus ride. Yeah.
It's a good series though.
And yeah, that was it. I don't really have shirts.
Wow. I mean, that's mystifying. Holy crap. Goes to show you though, like, right? That's very interesting. Like who you think you know or even don't know, and then all of a sudden they bring out, do you know that series? It's like...
The only thing that was obvious is that I cosplay, and when I'm in like outside cosplaying, people know that I like.
I mean, that's kind of obvious, yeah.
And yeah, that's more like some people will look at you like, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing? And a lot of people will like go to you and talk to you, say they like your cosplay, ask if they can take a picture. Yeah, it's more like that.
Do you feel weird when people like ask you, it's like, hey, can I take a picture with you? Do you ever feel weird, or just?
No, I don't think it's weird. I don't think so.
I know some people because I met some cosplayers that you know, even though they're like putting themselves out there, they still at the same time are kind of like hesitant because it's, I guess, almost the feeling that you're still semi embarrassed of what you're doing. Like you like that you're getting noticed, but that you're getting super noticed.
It's a compliment. If people want to take pictures with you, it's a compliment.
No, that's a good way of looking at it. I'm just saying, I think that's something that is pretty cool. Yeah, I give credit to.
I asked a guy who was cosplaying Stein from Soul Eater.
Okay.
If I could take pictures, he said no.
Wow. Like just flat out no?
Yeah, he looked at me. I was taking a picture to him, and I was going to ask, and I asked. And he was like, oh, no, I don't like pictures. And then he ran away.
See that, and that's where, like, I mean, I understand because you're embarrassed to a certain degree, but at the same token, if you have I want to say the skill of doing a cosplay and you have the ability to do that at all, then you shouldn't be so embarrassed because like you're going out there already and putting yourself out there, you know.
And I think you went to the convention, so most likely you will appear in some pictures anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. Like regardless of whether you wanted to or not, people are gonna take pictures.
Something very funny happened once. I cosplayed Onodera.
Okay. Yeah.
Onodera from
Nisekoi, right?
Nisekoi, yeah. And there was this guy who came to me and he was like, "Oh my god, Ninja cosplay, blah blah blah," and then he started like, "Oh, I think Onodera should have stayed with Ish. What was his name? With the main character."
Yeah, I forgot the dude's name. Like his name is so generic to me that I just completely forgot it.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh yeah, me too." But then he was like really upset about it. He was really like, "Doesn't make sense. They are just delaying it." He was like forever defending that Onodera should be with him.
I trust me, I met people like that. Yeah.
Eventually, I had to run away.
Like that, you had a separate costume. You changed it to that, so this way the guy would walk past you like he's looking for Onodera. He's like, "Where'd she go? I want to talk to her more about why Togota is the wrong one for the main dude." Oh, hey, have you seen her? It's like, no.
There.
No, you know what's funny? Like with that whole no picture to the picture thing. When I was in the city, because I was doing the anime in New York City, I was also acting as a journalist for Honey's Anime at the time, and I was trying to take pictures for the article that I had to write up and put on the website. And so I do have to get permission. Like I have to show them who I am and be like, "Here, I work for this. I work for these group. We're gonna take your picture. Is it okay? Can I put it on the website? You'll be advertised on there if you want to." And I think several people tell me, "Oh no, I don't know." And I'm like, "Listen, I'll show you the website right now. It's not a shady website. It's a legit website." And like, "No, I just don't want a picture taken." But I'm like, you're wearing cosplay, like, and some of these people went into the super amounts of detail with cosplay. Like I saw one person that had, I think they were wearing Sailor Moon outfits, and I mean they were head to toe with like. The way they were doing it was perfectly mirroring other characters from Sailor Moon, and they didn't want their picture taken because apparently that's like, I'm like, okay, well, I mean, I'm not going to argue with you, but it's just strange to me. It's really strange.
It doesn't make sense. Yeah, I think some people are just like really, really shy, maybe.
Yeah, but it's like they don't even do that though to put yourself out there in an outfit. Like,
that's a weird type of shy. It's a weird type of being shy. For sure.
I give credit because at Comic-Con or even Animated City, to get there, you do have to go through Manhattan, a decent amount of like avenues to get there. So that means that if you come from the train station over in Manhattan, you have to walk about, I'm gonna say like a mile and a half to the convention center, where it is probably the most congested at the time that you have to go there. That means you're going to be running into people left and right with your outfit on. So I give credit to those people who also have to do like that are shy and then have to dress up in these certain outfits and go around and parade themselves. Like, I can't. I could not do that. I
don't think I do that.
I've seen some people like actually at Anime Expo in LA. They don't have their costume on, but they drag a luggage so that they could change in the bathroom.
Yeah, that's what some people do. I mean, that makes more sense because this way you don't have to walk around. But I've seen some people like, I forget, what was it? It wasn't Danganronpa, but it was this one girl. She was dressed up as, I think it was the girl from Strike the Blood, and she had like the long spear or whatever it was, and I'm like, she had to walk through the whole city wearing that outfit. I'm like, okay, I give you credit. I mean, you are dressed like a schoolgirl wearing a spear or having a spear in your arm. Okay, that takes some credit.
Yeah, I did that. Alex from Pandora Hearts. Mm-hmm. Do you know the character? She also has like a huge red sides, and I took that with me on the transports, on the ferry, walking on the street.
Oh, God.
It was like, since I'm in the big city, there's lots of foreigners, and the foreigners were like, they were like in this bus that is like a tour bus,
right.
And they saw me. They thought I was like some kind of attraction, I think, and taking pictures.
No, Mia, you should have charged them like €5.
They'll take a picture of me. Hey, pay up. It's like, oh, no, it's like that's funny because I mean, it's to be parading with that much outfit on. It's like, oh shit. I give you credit. What about you, Robbie? What have you ever like brought like something anime related, maybe to school or even just in general public? Do people like ever look at you like, what's that?
Well, I got one funny story. This wasn't in public, but this was in front of my mother.
Yeah,
Basically,
okay.
my best friend Chandler, he bought me. I don't know if this was for my birthday or something, but like it was a fairy tale T-shirt with Natsu and a happy on it, which to this day is a really awesome shirt. Sometimes I feel like I should be wearing that shirt right now, but anyway, so he showed me the shirt, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is awesome!" And then I showed it to my mother because she wanted to see it. She asked for it, so I was like, "Here you go, mom." And this is what my mother says. "Oh, is that from Rugrats?"
Well, I don't think I've ever heard anyone ever say animated Rugrats the same sentence before.
It was just so weird that she said that. Like, I was just like, no, this is not Rugrats. This is something else that we watch that's completely different.
Oh.
and even my best friend was like, what? It's not like, you know, we were just making fun of my mom, sort of. So, but yeah, well, we were laughing with her. So so yeah, that was one experience. What else did I have? Oh, I also had also this was a birthday gift for sure. This was from like last year. My best friend bought me a Ruby poster, like a Ruby poster that I have hanging on my wall on this side.
I have it right behind me.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. I love that one. Only this one's in a case. It's like in a picture frame. So and it's like volume 2, I think. But anyway, so I bought it, and then my I see your background right here, dude.
Yeah, I'm trying to look. No, I'm looking at also Mia, who has like a picture on her thing, but I can't see it.
I have Vampire Knight and Soul Eater.
Oh, okay, there we go. I can see it. It's
no.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's really nice.
A lot more. I had like Fairy Tail and Pandora Hearts a lot, but yeah, we painted the wall, so I had to remove it. But yeah.
I love reading the comments, by the way, in the chat. You guys are very interesting people. I'm like trying to like, because I'm going between both looking at you guys and looking at the chat, and I'm like,
yeah, me too.
Usama, you're not doing promotions for Twitter. Like, that's what? No promotion for you, Usama. That's just strange to me.
But I like the idea. Everybody using cat ears.
Everyone should have cat ears. Every girl should have cat ears. Yes. I'm not going to get into that any more further than that, though. Anyways, regardless. So, yeah, by the way, chat, ask if you have any questions, by the way, like I said earlier, because I don't think there was that many people here earlier. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. We'll answer them. I don't know how long we're going to do this stream for. Probably go, what? You guys want to go like another 40 minutes? Or something like that, or
something like that. But I feel like I gotta use the bathroom soon, which I feel weird for asking for saying that.
Go ahead. This ain't school, man. Go ahead. If you have to go to the bathroom.
I'm gonna be really quick though. I just gotta do something real quick.
It's okay, man.
But yeah, I'll be right back. If I miss something, I'll try to watch in the video that'll be uploaded like after this is done. But
I promise we'll tell you if you miss anything. I don't think you will though.
Okay. All right, I'll be right back.
All right, Christian Thomas asks, "What's your top 5 anime?" Mia, you want to go first with that one?
Me or?
I said, "What's your top 5 anime?" That was a question by Christian.
I have to say that Death Note is around the first because to me it's like the. I mean, I was watching a lot of anime, but then I watched Death Note, and I was like, anime is the best. Anime is the best thing. Yeah, I felt like the quality, the level of Death Note was much higher than everything else. Then Hunter x Hunter has to be my second, for sure.
Hunter is not bad.
It's really good, and I really wish the manga was not always on hiatus. I know now it's not, but we don't know how longer that.
Takashi, I think, made a statement recently in an interview saying that he's afraid he's going to die before the series is over, and I'm like, that's a strong possibility, dude. You keep delaying it after doing one chapter, it seems like, and then another 5-month hiatus.
I'm trying to think about other 3 really good anime. Now it's hard.
It's hard on the spot, yes, and I feel you with that. I'm lucky mine very rarely change, so it's like you can always rely on them.
I'm like on my anime list trying to think.
Go ahead, Cynthia. You want to take a shot?
Okay, well, I don't know if I'll have a particular order, but I think I'll have to pick Oron High School Host Club. I mean, I have a giant wall scroll of it, and it is so funny. I loved it, and I even read the manga, which goes past the anime, and it actually is completed. So you get to finish the story there, and of course, One Piece. I dedicated like a chunk of my life to it, and then and also Hunter x Hunter as well. I mean, I wish, yeah, the author he could like just write like a novel version, and maybe someone could take it over. But I'm pretty sure it's his vision, and he wants it a certain way. But
yeah, it's Takashi. Like Takashi's known for that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then let's see. Oh yeah, but I didn't answer the other previous question that everyone else was answering about like merchandise, and I think I have a couple stories.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
Back from the bathroom.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, son. Okay, so you wash your hands? I hope so.
Yeah.
Oh my god, please! Hey, if you didn't, just say you did, because that'd be so freaking. Oh my god, imagine that! Like, I'll be right back. Oh my god.
No, I always wash my hands. I know some people who don't, and I just get grossed out, especially when I was back in school.
I cringe when people don't do that. But anyways, Cynthia, continue on. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, so one time I had my Mob Psycho shirt, and it's written, in Japanese. And then I went to like my old workplace. I don't work there anymore. And then one of my old coworkers, she's Japanese, like a Japanese like older woman, and then she reads my shirt and she's like Mobu Psycho, and then I'm like I kind of got embarrassed, but yeah. And then she's like, oh, you like anime? And then and also one time I was at the grocery store and I had my Sailor Moon backpack, and I looked like trash, no makeup, I had my hair tied up, I was just getting groceries, and all of a sudden this guy approaches me and then is like, I like your style, like, with the anime and the backpack, the Sailor Moon backpack. And then I'm like, thanks. And then, and I thought that was going to be it, but he was actually trying to like get my information, like saying, can I have your number? And then I'm like, I'm taken. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm trying not to hurt this guy's feelings because,
But I finally found someone who likes anime.
Yeah, but I mean, like, hey, you guys, like, girls don't need to spend money on $100 of makeup. Like, just get your anime backpacks.
Go to convention, or you can go to public, wear some anime merch. You're good to go. You'll find some, dude.
Yeah, and then and then also with conventions, when I'm like cosplaying or something, last year when I went to Anime Expo in LA, my boyfriend was more popular than me, and I got so mad. He got more people asking for his pictures than me because he was dressed up as Spike from Cowboy Bebop, and he's a really spot on one. Like, he had the suit, he like all nice and stuff, and he has the kind of poofy hair, and then and everyone was like, Spike, and yeah, it was kind of funny. I was jealous. And then recently we went to another convention, and then he also, like, people kept like noticing him and whatever, and then some random guy is like, dude, I was looking all over for you. Come on, I want to get a photo shoot with the anime viewers with him. And then I'm like, I'm so jealous. Like, what the heck? He's more popular than me. So yeah. Anyway, that's my sad life there. So go ahead, Mia. You can finish up your list.
Okay. I feel like, let me see. The rest is no longer like shonen or anything.
That's fine. I mean, I'm kind of glad when I don't hear it's all shonen, because I feel like a lot of people, their top 5 is just shonen. I'm like, there are other things out there besides shonen. I love shonen, but there are other shows, other genres out there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I would say Pandora Hearts. it's a really good anime, but I don't like how it doesn't end. It has no like ending. It's like a made up ending.
It's one of those. It's like one. Is it one of those cliffhanger endings, or is it like one of those? It could end
like,
one day.
I guess it's like it continues in the manga, but it's not cliffhanger. It's no. Did you watch like Soul Eater until the end?
No, I didn't watch Soul Eater until the end. I started. I'm still watching Soul Eater, but I'm like watching it in my own time. I think I'm episode like 6 or 7. So I'm still quite early on.
Well, in Soul Eater, they create these like made up ending where they kill this big monster thing, demon thing, and it's like it's the I don't know how it was called, the death god really that kills him with the shao, something with that slap. It's really stupid. But it ends.
I hate when they do stuff like
that. But my favorite anime should be, besides Pandora Hearts, should probably be. I really like Sangatsu no Lion. March Comes in Like a Lion.
Oh, March Comes in a Lion is amazing. Oh boy, I could talk about that all day. Trust me.
I haven't seen that yet.
You need to, man. It is such a good.
There's so many freaking anime that I need to see.
April's also very good. That'll make you cry. At some point or another.
I'm really like the shoujo and romance anime. So.
Yeah, I'm surprised that people like. I think it was someone I know recently was like, "Wait, you like shoujo?" I'm like, "Yes, I like shoujo because it usually is romance. I like romance, so it goes two and two together."
That and I like psychological. But it has to be like Death Note, but there really isn't anything like Death Note. Like
in terms of Death Note, it's hard to find something on equal par with it. Like there are shows that are similar to it, but they aren't very many that are exactly like it.
Yeah, there isn't.
It's because it's one of those great anime that you really can't find. Like you can find stuff that's similar, yeah, but at the same token, you'll never find something that's equal to it, you know. But I feel like a lot of anime has something equal. Like even like for example, shonen stuff you can find all the time something equal to it in some degree form. But you know, like some series out there, you just can't find something similar to it.
And then my attention after like the shoujo, psychological, and romance, it has to fall in like sports anime.
Mm-hmm. So it's like Haikyuu, stuff like that.
Haikyuu is my favorite sports one.
Like everyone
says. These moe shows, K-On!, New Game.
Oh, K-On! Yeah, K-On's cute though.
Blend S. I just because they're so easy.
I'm like episode 7 of that too, and I finished it.
Yeah, that's basically that.
Okay.
You guys. Robbie made me want to go to the bathroom now. But
oh, God.
So we'll give you the reign of what's your top 5 favorite anime?
Okay. Let's see. I mean, it's hard to like. I mean, I've got like a top 5, but it's hard to, at the same time because it's like picking your favorite like child when you shouldn't pick a favorite child. No, I wouldn't do that anyway if I had kids. But I just what was one anime I just started? I just finished Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood though. Like I know I was really behind on that. I should not have been behind on that, but
a long time to watch Brotherhood.
But it was really good though, and I think it might be my top 5. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's number 4 or 5, but it might be up. But it's up there though. It's really up there. And I will mention though is Dragon Ball, but at the same time, I feel like these other shows I like a bit better, which I'm a bit surprised. But at the same time, these shows give me a bit more than Dragon Ball. No offense to Dragon Ball, but that's just how I am.
Okay.
And Yu Yu Hakusho, of course, Yu Yu Hakusho has got to be like the best '90s anime ever. Like if I had to pick one show from the '90s,
one of the better shonen.
Yu Yu Hakusho. It's just so good. It's just
it is.
I don't know. It's just
yeah. The only part I don't like of it is the tournament arc lasts a little too long, but beyond
the
series is good. Tournament arc could have like been cut down to like a quarter of how much episodes it had.
The finale was a bit. I mean, the finale was okay. It's just a little too fast paced.
It doesn't, you know, because the manga wasn't finished yet, and they had the anime like original ending for it. But it's so much more different in the anime. Like it actually has a nice ending where it feels like it's complete, and the anime doesn't have it. So the manga kind of succeeded on that a little bit better.
I mean, I don't know if I would want a Yu Yu Hakusho remake. I think it's fine the way it is. So
people are claiming, like, every single time I think they announce something about Yu Yu Hakusho, someone claims it's going to be remade. It's not being remade. It's never going to be.
Maybe got an OVA soon, so
yeah, but it won't ever be fully remade. Like, you won't have the whole series remade. I doubt it. But what else you got?
No. Okay, so I mentioned. All right, so I think we're on top 3 now. So Fairy Tail, I think. I know some people don't put in their top 5, but I kind of put in my top 5.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm not saying that because of the fan service with Lucy and Urza and how they dress and stuff, but
like all the time. Like that's like if you look up Fairy Tail, that's like one of the guaranteed things you'll find is Urza or Lucy in some very skimpy outfit or some weird situation.
Yeah, but I like it from. I like it for mostly its strong female characters. I think, Urza, Lucy, I think they're all pretty strong female characters. And I'm not just talking about, like, physical strength. I mean, like in character development and everything like that. I think I get a lot more out of those female characters than any other female characters in anime.
Right.
Because I feel like they just focus on that. Like, Urza's a strong woman, so... I mean, it's not like we get a lot of strong female characters in anime, so...
No, it's very rare that we have a lot of strong female, which is kind of cool.
I mean, One Piece is starting to do that now with Carrot, so if you haven't read the manga, though, you're in for a treat later, Sushi Fairy. Expect great things from her. Yeah, so yeah, I talked about Fairy Tail, and I just like the balance of comedy and drama. I like that balance a lot. I just, it's just funny, and it just knows how to handle the serious moments as well. It's that's just how my stories. I'm not trying to self-promote too much, but that's just how my stories are when it comes to the balance of comedy and drama. It's pretty much taught me that how you can balance that, and it works really well. All right, and then there's one. Sorry.
Oh, that's
and then there's one
setups. I don't care. I'm just saying.
And then there's One Piece, and I love One Piece. I mean, I've talked about it so much. And you guys already know how much I got into One Piece, how I got into it. Right. And One Piece, not only, I watched it all the way up, and then I knew there was way more after the manga. Well, not way more after the manga, but I knew there was more. Like if I want to catch up, I had to read the manga. So, and I don't usually read manga series, but right. I was like, I'm gonna read the manga. So I started reading the manga from I started at the end of the Dressrosa arc. I think that's where it was, and I was just happy to be out of Dressrosa because Dressrosa was a really long arc. Like we know how long it was, especially in the anime. That's over 100 freaking episodes. And then we got to the Zao, and then Whole Cake Island, and I'm just amazed. I'm because. Where we are at Whole Cake Island right now, I'm just amazed on how you guys are just starting to get into the wedding, in the anime, and you're getting introduced into characters like Katakuri, we already know what happens way past that. It's just so amazing how I'm trying to not to spoil anything, but it's just amazing how far we've gotten. We are still in Whole Cake Island, but it might be over soon. I don't know. I mean, we're in chapter 900.
One Piece definitely is one of those series that if you look on YouTube, it's probably one of the more profound anime. I mean, I think that almost, I don't want to say every anime YouTuber, but at least all the people that have done One Piece have gotten a significant amount of people that follow them. It's it's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. It is crazy. So yeah, One Piece just not only got me into the anime, but the manga as well. And I'm, and then I think because it's tied with One Piece, and not only that, but some people don't consider this an anime, but I do, and I'm talking about Ruby. I don't care.
It's funny. I've had that discussion with so many people before, and hold on, let me give Shiki her time to shine with this. So, because she keeps asking me and I feel bad, so I'll throw it out there. Shiki once talked about this, which is, I don't know why I'm even mentioning this, but her favorite anime characters are people that are very... Have you guys seen Junji Ito? The Ito collection?
The what?
The Ito collection. It came out on Crunchyroll last season. It was 12 episodes of short stories.
I don't have Crunchyroll, so
okay. Well, it's essentially there's a character in that is very cynical. He's also kind of slightly disturbed, we'll say. Well, he's very disturbed, we'll put it that way. So one of Shiki's favorite characters, and one of the things she loves about it, we've talked, I think with Psychological was mentioned before, is characters like that. So you're welcome, Shiki. There you go. I've given you what you want. If I missed anything, feel free to let me know, because you probably will. But yeah, with One Piece, it's definitely becoming a thing. But also Ruby, that's what we're talking about. Ruby, you know, Monty, God rest his soul, because he died, you know, while making that series.
Yeah,
it was terrible.
It was terrible, but this.
No, go ahead.
I mean, it's still going on to this day without him, and which is kind of
they're keeping it around. Yes, they're his friends and stuff like that, and even his brother wanted to continue on. But what was it? I was with Ruby. What's funny is that they went to the team that was behind Ruby that went to Japan. They went to a Japanese store that sells anime, and in that store they had this whole section filled with Ruby characters and Ruby merchandise, Ruby plushies, the posters and the anime series and all this other stuff. They even have collector's editions of Ruby, and it's like, you know, I know that it's not by definition anime, yes, but if it worked its way into an anime store of all things, you have to think like, okay, come on, people respect it as anime. You know, it even got a Japanese dub for it, specifically with like huge name voice actors and actresses. Come on, it's anime.
He even got an Aki Bento. Like my best friend Chandler, he does Aki Bento. Like he has monthly Aki Bento boxes. You guys know what that is, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Aki Bento. He like gets Aki Bento boxes, and like he got like a Ruby like pop head. It's not a pop head, but it's a final figure. And I was like shocked to see a Ruby like item in there, because like the Japanese
it's big. It really is. It's crazy.
But like, here, hold on. Let me show you something real quick. Like, all right, hold on. This is something I got. But what I feel, I'm just gonna talk to Chandler real quick. Chandler, if you're watching this, I'm gonna tell a story that you might feel a little embarrassed about. I'm sorry. I apologize. But
don't throw your friend under a bus, man. And make him like,
no, it's not that. It's not that. I don't think it's embarrassing. I just think
man,
it's funny.
don't worry. I'm gonna say this really embarrassed story. You can't say no to it, but it's gonna happen. All right, let me tell the story now.
But yeah, so I got this thing right here.
Oh, look how cute it is. I have one of Vice over there, actually.
Yeah, I got one of. Yes, you could say I have one of Ruby, and like and so what happened was this was in the Aki Bento box, but what happened was my friend Chandler he already bought all 4 of them.
Oh, Chandler is in here, by the way. I think that's GK Mix. I want to say.
Oh yeah, sorry Chandler.
Oh look, your friend has been here the whole time.
I feel so mean. This is gonna jeopardize him,
folks. Sorry,
but yeah, he bought all 4 of them, and then like so he's like telling me how he bought all 4 of them, and so later he like opens his Aki Bento box, because you know basically we do like this video chat thing where he shows me his Aki Bento boxes. Right. So like I'm watching, he opens the box, and the first thing he sees is this, which he already bought.
Oh, that's nice.
And so we're both. He's like laughing in embarrassment, and I'm like laughing too.
Oh my God.
I'm like laughing too at him, and then so
like $10, right? They're like $10 to $12. I think those
yeah, they're like $10 to $12. So after that, like after we stopped laughing, Chandler's like, "Do you want this, man? Like, do you want this? Because I'm not gonna have to." So it's like. Friend. So I was like, yeah, man, I'll take it. And so he gave me it, and I was happy. I had a Ruby collectible now. So
that's not a bad story. Like I was expecting something really, like I don't know why I was expecting it to be so much more embarrassing somehow. That's cute. That's nice.
Nah, if it was like way worse, I wouldn't share it with you guys, because that's just how our friendship is.
But
yeah. So he like bought that or whatever, and so he gave it to me, and so. Yeah, and now I have one of Ruby, and now he has like one of not just Ruby but the entire team of Ruby. I don't know if he has a Para, John, or Nora Ren yet. So because I heard they just start selling those as well, which I would love.
We do have a question for you, Robbie, specifically. Usama asked a question for Robbie. Who is your favorite Shichibukai from One Piece? I probably mispronounced that, but...
Oh, God. Are we talking, like, that are still, like... Okay, we mean warlords, but, like, are we talking about that are, like, original warlords, or are we talking about, like, warlords that are warlords now, like Shichibukai? Like during the...
Buggy.
Buggy. I love Buggy, though. He's just so amazing, though. Like,
It's the background, because I don't know
he's
very
just
much about One Piece.
He's just so funny, though. I love his laugh. I just love his laugh, though.
I that's actually yeah. I'm gonna follow up by saying any warlords. He said.
I don't know, but if I had to pick like a warlord from like the start of the series, I love. I think I have to go with Crocodile. He's just so awesome, and like I don't know, he's just like he was like the first real challenge Luffy had, and he was like the first one to defeat Luffy 2 times. The third time he lost. Like, and I don't know, he just felt like a real first challenge, because this is like when Luffy first got into the Grand Line, and he was probably expecting like, oh, they're just gonna be like the guys in the East Blue. I'm gonna take this guy down easily, and yeah, he couldn't even hit the guy. Second time he did, but he still lost. Third time, he like used his blood and just to dry up the sand and just beat him, kicked his ass.
I want, like, don't get me wrong, I want to get in One Piece. I really do want to try One Piece.
Oh, you haven't watched it yet?
I've watched some of it. I read up to like I want to say way back when chapter 100 I think I got up to, but I can't, man. Like, it's so long. Any series that gets too long to me, it's like almost impossible for me. Like, there's another series I want to get into, Gintama, and my friends are really into Gintama.
Oh my God.
They won't shut up about Gintama. I mean, like I give them the crap for it, because like they will not shut up about Gintama. My one friend has just recently got into it. He's just nonstop talking about it. But I'm like, it's not that I dislike it. It's just that when a series goes beyond a number point for me, it's just like overwhelming to me. Like I can't spend that much time watching it and just getting into it. Like, besides, like for example, Naruto. Naruto, the first season, I watched completely. All 300 episodes I got through, even the filler I watched. Shippuden, though, I think it got up to like 500 when it ended, and I got up to 300 of it, and it's just like I can't. I missed out like several weeks of it, and I was like, I can't watch it anymore. I can't do it anymore.
I'm not watching One Piece. I'm also guilty.
Oh, so you understand? It's like because everyone is talking about One Piece. Everyone talks about like those series. It's like here I am, like
it was just like you the first all of it, and then Shippuden, it started to have so much fillers and so much like it got it so. I skipped so many.
Got so many, yeah, so many fillers. It became this like wave of fillers at one point. It's just
there was like.
Are we talking about Naruto or One Piece?
Naruto.
One Piece, no, I think.
Yeah, Naruto's.
No, but
One Piece. The thing with. Sorry.
It's just really slow paced, right?
Yeah, it got Naruto.
Like it has fillers.
Right.
It's just slow paced.
Oh, One Piece. I think One Piece. Yeah, from what I always hear from people telling me, and Robbie will say this or not, and probably even Cynthia could say it. It's not like the fillers aren't super bad. Like the fillers are actually enjoyable, right?
Yeah, some of the filler arcs are really good. Like they had one filler arc with a Marine base, and I heard it was really good. Though I didn't watch it yet, but then they have like some like just the thing is in the manga, the creator Oda, whatever his name's Oda, and like Ruchia Oda, I think that's how I'm pronouncing it. He's been working on this series for a really long time, since like 1997, and but because of this, he's been getting sick. So Shonen Jump has been, like you'll get a chapter like every like 4 weeks, and then he'll take a break. Like he'll skip a week because he needs his rest. Because he gets like 3 to 4 hours of sleep like a night.
Yeah, I need to.
Mm-hmm.
He just works for.
Shonen Jump helps him with that.
Like Like they just let him. They just let him. He just needs his rest because some authors have been like manga artists need their rest because they've been getting sick off of this stuff. So
they
like
worked. They work to the point that it's because I've watched a few documentaries where they talk about the mangaka and all that and anime creators, and I give them credit because I think there was this one dude who said, and I forgot who it was, but he kept himself anonymous to a certain degree. I think he said that he would go into work at I think 4:00 in the morning. And after everything, he would be done at probably 2:00 in the morning and go home for an hour and get lay down for an hour, maybe 2 hours, and then go right back to work the next day. And I'm like, dude, you were essentially working 24 hours in one shot. That's so fucking unhealthy. It's so bad.
it is. It really is.
That's why a lot of mangaka and even anime directors and creators, they look so much older than they actually are because it's the toll of it. But they have to do that because it's they have to make that money. It's the only way. But
especially with One Piece, because One Piece may making a lot of money.
No, One Piece is very, very popular.
Yeah, I think I saw somewhere that One Piece surpassed the sales from Superman comics and stuff to this day.
Wow. Wow. Oh my God. That goes to show you. Shit. What was it say? What was it? I lost my train of thought. There was one manga also who's talking about it where it's the backbreaking work. Tagashi, for example, and I feel for him because I understand to a certain degree. And people make jokes about it. Right. The thing is that the process of making a manga, if you're an artist, you are bending over. You are at it's like the same thing with working computer all day. You're bending over. You're drawing these stills. You're drawing every little thing. You're touching up this. You're checking out this over and over again, and that does toll on your back. You might not be doing physical labor, sure, but you're also in a position that's not good for your posture, not good for your health in general for hours and hours on end.
Yeah, you can also get carpal tunnel too.
Exactly. It's the same thing that the typists have. As a writer myself, I'm always kind of paranoid of that because I write and type.
Oh yeah.
And there are times where you see me with my hands. Sometimes I go with this. It's just because I'm trying to keep my hands constantly, my fingers constantly moving to make sure I don't get carpal tunnel. Because a lot of times it's because you have the same motion in your fingers. That's why people start getting it. But it's oh my God, I give credit to a lot of those creators. It's that's why I know there's a joke in the anime community is support the anime industry and all that. That's one of the longest running things now. But there's a real reality to it, is that you have to support these people. You have to support them and how much work they put into it. And when you watch off stuff like Kiss Anime and all that, I'm not saying you can't do that, but the same token, it does hurt them slightly. It takes away from how much money they gain in the process. I mean, we all probably watch stuff like Kiss Anime here and there. It's because some shows you can't watch anywhere else but Kiss Anime or Master Anime.
Yeah, that's me.
Right, and it's not like you're doing that to break the law intentionally or not to support them. But likewise, that's why a lot of shows I tend to buy if I can when they come out, or if anything, I do have Crunchyroll, I do have Netflix, I do have things that I've subscribed to. But it's how you support them. You support them in ways that it's not always financially that much money. But yeah, it's those are tough jobs. I give credit to anyone who wants to pursue that career.
I mean, I'm a writer myself, and I've read and I've typed 4 novels in a 4-novel series, and it was fun. Don't get me wrong, it was a really fun it's a really fun experience, but it could be really tough and it could be very exhausting at times.
Trust me, as a writer,
the only thing
I understand that completely. Trust me.
The only thing that motivated me the most was how the moments that I would make for these stories and the people that I would put out for them. So that was my motivation. If it wasn't for that, I would not be done with the series yet. I'd probably still be on the 3rd novel at this point. But I got it done, and I was just okay, I need to take a break from typing stories for a while. I need to take a break because I need to move around more and I need to go to the gym and just keep moving around a lot more.
What it reminds me of? Did any of you guys see Love Is Like After the Rain?
I'm watching.
No.
You're watching it currently? Are you
caught
up?
Yeah, it's already finished.
Are you saying you finished with it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Remember that one scene where this is not spoiler to people who haven't watched it, but there was a scene with Kaneda, excuse me, or wasn't it Kaneda? I can't remember his name all of a sudden. Kondo. There it is. Kondo. He was he was writing, and he was writing for hours, and he looked out the window and he's like, "Oh God, it's morning already." And it just reminds me of that because it's like, as Robbie says, writers get into this thing where you just keep going and you don't stop. And that's why I love that. I love when they show it and depict it in anime, especially. But it's crazy because anime is something we don't realize. It's a lucrative business in Japan, but if you actually look at the numbers for it, a lot of series do well, but those are the really big series like this, like One Piece, Naruto, etc.
Yeah,
the smaller
the big
series,
three.
They really don't do that well. They do okay. They sometimes break even. And it's like, people, you don't understand. Like, everyone loves to talk about how, why is it so much anime coming out like this, or why is it that the series doesn't finish and you have to read the manga? It's to support them. It's like that's how they make money in the process for the manga, to continue the manga series. Otherwise, if the anime only comes out and it's like only 5 episodes long, it's not enough for them to support the manga and to support the creators. But that's why I like.
They need to see that worldwide they are making much more success, and only that way they will like spread it and do like second seasons.
Exactly.
They probably just think that it's not profitable, and if it's not profitable inside Japan, then outside that will never happen, because they still do it like majorly for them. But
Right.
the truth is that worldwide, like America, for example, the tastes will be a bit different. Like people will like different series a bit more.
Right.
I think that's true. What happens.
Oh, that's so 100% accurate. I mean, it's just, it's as anime as big as it's getting, it still has a long way to go. There was another thing about, and because you guys probably can tell now, I watch a lot of documentaries. It's not just about Japan, anime, and all that. But I watch documentaries in general for history and stuff. But I saw one that was talking about the Japanese culture, and Tokyo, for example, that's a big anime place, but that's the big area place. Like Akihabara, obviously too. But outside of that, like in the smaller areas, because Japan is not just Tokyo, it's not just Akihabara, which is the only things that people ever talk about. There's Okinawa, there's very Shibuya. Those places, the anime is popular there, but it's not super popular. It's the equivalent of like in a different country. So you're like, what anime? There's no anime store there. There's no one watching at 4:00 in the morning anime on TV. And people forget that, like, it's still a new industry that's getting more and more popular, but it doesn't have that huge boom yet. It's getting there. It still has a long way to go, because even the 60s, when anime first came out with like Gigantor and Astro Boy and all that was cartoons. That was their cartoons. And then it slowly has been increasing, but there was times where it didn't do anything. It was very little. And then they started getting back up again, and it went back kind of flatlined. And it's like, anime is big, but it's the moral of the story with us, and even while we talk about it, is that our lives have been shaped by anime. And if you notice with all of us, and this is kind of what I'm wrapping this into, with all of us, anime has been this thing where we have grown up with it, and we've seen the change of it over the course of our lives. We're all different ages here, and as everything, we've seen, some of us have seen anime come, get bigger in schools and even just with people, and then some of us are still seeing the progression of anime not even being as big, like for example Mia. And it's like, it's crazy though, because it shows you how the shape of anime and how it's changing, really. But slowly but surely, I mean, like with like your name was something that it was probably one of the biggest booms to anime I think that we've ever seen, because it became huge everywhere. There wasn't a place that didn't talk about your name when it came out, and it's like it's the highest selling animation ever made, and it's like, ooh. But one day anime will become to the point that you'll go to work and everyone will be talking about it. I guarantee it. You'll go to any job and you'll find people talking about anime somewhere there.
That will be awesome. I would love to see that. It might even be bigger than maybe it'll be bigger than Western cartoons here. Like, not that we don't have any here. I mean, don't get me wrong, we have a lot of huge Western cartoon like stuff. But I mean, but the thing with anime is that anime was more just on action, and then they started tackling other genres like slice of life and sports and whatnot, just to connect with other audiences. Mm-hmm. And pretty soon, like with all that stuff, that could eventually outbeat the stuff that we have here.
Yeah,
I don't know.
What were you saying, Cynthia?
I don't know if I'm making sense or not.
Someday anime will be bigger than Kim Kardashian's butt. So.
Oh my god.
Will it ever though? Really? Will it ever?
Is it is she starting to get into anime though? Is that true or?
Oh, I don't know. I mean,
Have you like speaking of that? That's a good way to kind of wrap these things up with everything. Have you guys noticed that recently with Twitter? Like all these big celebrities are talking about their anime experiences out of nowhere, and only because their popularity spiked because of that they continue talking about it. But I'm like, have you really ever seen anime? Come on, who's kidding?
Fair, because they are doing that now because anime is becoming acceptable in society.
It's becoming okay now.
They should have done that, not now that it's acceptable. But years ago,
the truth of that.
Like attacked by liking anime.
So
you know, like PewDiePie was ashamed of liking anime. He waited kind of until it was more accepted to like come out about it.
It's true though. Like it's not even a joke. It's so true.
I don't know what to think about celebrities saying, "Oh, I like anime." By the way, I just really don't know.
Funny thing is though, my mom watches the Kardashians, which I'm just like, eh.
I'm not gonna question your mom, but I secretly will question your mom in my head.
My mom watches the Kardashians, and I don't know, like if I don't know if there'll be an episode where where Ken's gonna bring up anime in an episode, like, because imagine the look on my mom's face though if she saw an episode like that where they just talk about anime.
They're like watching it together on the sofa, like, hey, can you turn up that One Piece? Let's watch it. Oh my god, I would legit think that would be so publicity because I mean, Michael B. Jordan, I think, was the one that really started that Twitter trend all of a sudden where he talked about anime and people are like, Michael B. Jordan likes anime. I love anime too. And all of a sudden, like everyone retweeted it, liked it, shared Michael B. Jordan's talk about it. I don't even know what anime he talked about. Like all I hear is he liked anime, but what did he actually say? I don't think I've ever heard that. But
yeah, like, do they talk about what series they like or something?
No,
or
because like there's a picture, and I remember it's the picture of Michael B. Jordan talk about anime, but all he wrote on the wall was anime or something like that. And from there, he loved anime. I'm like, but what series? What series does he like? And then all of a sudden, then people started asking the question. And then Kim Kardashian had the thing where she loved Zero Two's hair or whatever it was, and I'm like, you guys are just fucking riding off each other. Who are you kidding? Like, I guarantee you, Kim Kardashian didn't watch a single episode of Darling of the Franxx. I highly doubt it. And if she did, I applaud her, but I highly doubt it. It's like, oh my god, and you're gonna start seeing that because, like Mia said on spot, where it's the popularity because now it's okay to like anime. You're not weird anymore for liking it. So now,
no.
It's, oh my god.
I mean, I think it's just mostly that they want to, kind of bring over the fans of whatever that's popular over to them, like anime and also K-pop too. That's been a thing where, I mean, I like BTS, but then all these, celebrities start, liking BTS, and then like, cause they're really like worldwide popular and stuff because their fans like got them like to go to these award shows and stuff, and then in America, and which is a big deal for like K-pop, I guess, and then so then other people too are like kind of feeding off of that fandom, like, and then when they tweet about BTS or something like that, then they get so many retweets from that fandom, and then I think maybe that might be a thing too for anime. So
it's true.
Yeah.
Like, it's, I like also, by the way, the comment that one guy just said, with all celebs coming out from loving anime, like, it may be general, but like Joey the Anime Man said on Twitter, where the hell is your My Anime List? That's a very accurate concept because you almost wonder.
I just read that.
Really, what do how many people actually do? But then again, I've also seen, and it sucks, but I'm not going to name names because I know there are some big YouTubers out there that do this, but they add to their My Anime List, say they completed a show, but they never actually completed it. And I'm like,
that is true.
How could you do that? Like, I have, I think, 935 anime right now on my anime list, and it's like I've completed all those shows. I've never bullshit about completing any of them. I watched them. If a show I dropped or didn't finish, I have it as I'm still watching it, or it's currently watched, or being watched, whatever, or dropped. Like, dude, my anime list, don't lie and just pretend like I've watched thousands of anime. It's like you just want to put anime there because you feel like you want to be big on things. That's what I feel like these celebrities are almost doing to a point. Is like they're pretending to be anime fans just because it's a growing and lucrative business now.
Oh yeah.
But let's see. King of Elves goes, I love me some Asian women. Let me stop. It's a very, I mean, okay. Well, hey, listen. At least you're honest, brother. Right? Let's see who else. Who else we got? I'm looking at these comments because I haven't really been paying attention to them.
It's honesty and the truth doesn't hurt.
No, it's just funny though. It's like it's just out of nowhere. DeadTube. I saw you someone talking about, and DeadTube's a weird manga. That is.
I have not read.
It's about a guy who essentially is a filmmaker, and he ends up being forced to enter a competition to record one of the most messed up videos ever to put it onto this website called DeadTube, which is like play on YouTube. But lo and behold, it gets super popular, so they have to keep making horrible videos, or they die or get really messed up. It's fucked up. Oh, it's a messed up series. If you like Corpse Party, if you like The King's Game, any of those type of series, you like that. Oh, question for you all: When you settle to watch anime, what otaku supplies, i.e., snacks, devices, etc., do you use before you begin? That's a good question. What do you guys watch anime on? Like monitors, TVs, phones?
I mean, I just started using my phone for anime, okay. But not that I usually do it, but because it looks kind of small and like it gets a little bit hard if I rewind just to look back at something, like it'll rewind too far back, and I'm just like, damn it, I gotta watch like another 2 minutes of stuff that I already paid attention to. So it gets a little pain in the ass sometimes, but I'll do it. Plus, I have Funimation on my phone, so I'm just like, okay. But I like watching on my laptop, and if there's an anime on Netflix, I'll watch on Netflix, which is on my TV, my flat screen over here.
Nice.
So I'm pretty happy. Like, if we're talking about like forms of like technology, my phone, my laptop that I'm using right now, and my TV. But if we're talking websites, I'll use Funimation, and yeah, Netflix, and I'll use Kiss Anime as well.
Shh! Don't say you watch stuff on Kiss Anime. Shh! I didn't hear that. What? You don't watch? Oh, shh! Just stay quiet about that.
I should be quiet.
Some people know. Like I know a lot of people get super pissed off about that. It's okay.
Yeah, they do. But like some anime you can't find on other websites, so you just. I know. I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this.
No, you're not gonna get hate realistically. All right. What about you, Mia? What are you watching on?
I just come home like from work and I make some noodles like this. Yeah.
Living that style.
Yeah, like I sit down very cozy and I watch anime.
You put your cat ears on. It's like, man, I'm ready to go.
Okay. But like from places where I watch anime, I'm like in the worst situation possible because I had Crunchyroll a couple of times, but they don't have like a lot of licenses from me.
That's it's different.
I watch on Netflix, but Netflix doesn't have that much anime. I have this website. I feel like everybody uses Kiss Anime, but I have this website that I'm not sure if you can have it because maybe it's like European. If I can say it. It's called Anime Freak, and this website is where I watch.
I think I've heard of it before.
It's where I watch.
Manga Freak.
It's English subs, but yeah.
That's good. What about you, Cynthia? What do you do?
Yeah, well, I watch mine typically I used to watch it on like an iPad 2. I haven't upgraded, but because I'm like, mine's not broken yet. Or Apple hasn't put in an explosive device to make me buy the new one. So I used to watch it on there, but now it's more on my laptop and I watch it on Crunchyroll, although I don't have like the premium one. That's why I don't know if I could do like a review episode by episode kind of thing like you guys do sometimes, because I don't keep up with the ones. I'm like 1 week behind. So except for One Piece, they actually are like, they make it available, the latest one, and it's not like just exclusively for premium members, so that's cool. So And then and also on sometimes Netflix, although I haven't really watched more of Devilman Crybaby. That's one that I was kind of watching. It was like I only watched one episode, but yeah, it's kind of weird, but like
Good show,
interesting too. Yeah.
Good show. It is.
What about Violet Evergarden?
Violet.
I watch it all on Netflix. It has so much more quality than the anime website.
It really does. Like, it looks so much more beautiful on Netflix. It's crazy. It's beautiful looking on regular websites, but on Netflix, oh my god, 1080p of quality.
Yeah, Netflix, you can just have it on your TV. It's just so nice just having it like on the bigger screen instead of on your laptop or your phone. Like, this is the really, really small screen, and this is the small screen, but yet the bigger screen.
Well, I mean, I watch like, for example, because I'm usually laying down at night, even though I'm not sleeping, I watch a lot of anime on my phone usually. I do watch anime obviously on a monitor most of the time, and I mean, for the most part, I'll watch it on TV. Like, I don't always watch anime on my TV. I usually watch only like Blu-rays and DVDs on my TV, in terms of anime. But yeah, I mean, it's I don't, in terms of snacks and all that, I don't really do, like, I don't go and grab some like Pocky or Haichu. Go, man, I'm ready to go. Start popping it. Like, I feel like that's a super weeboo thing to do, but
it is.
You know, listen, if you're weeboo, it's okay. We're not going to judge you, but equally, I mean, if you're then telling people that's the way you're doing it, I'm gonna look at you a little weird, but you know, it's yeah. I think it's just for me. I mean, it's just enjoy how the hell I want to enjoy it. Speaking of Devilman Crybaby, you need to watch the rest of the series because
okay.
It is incredible.
Yeah, I heard it was good though. I heard it was good. Just the animation looks a little different, but it looks good.
Well, the original is way different than the new one, but the thing is, the story is basically the same. And you then realize how Evangelion and Berserk did actually steal things from Devilman, excuse me.
We felt that.
Yeah,
I've not seen
quite a bit actually, and it's like, oh shit. But no, it's a good series though. I mean, it's very outlandish. But if you like the outlandish stuff, if you like that crazy animation style, I mean, it's. I was almost worried about watching that because I was like, I didn't like Ping Pong the animation, for example. I know people give me crap for that all the time, but I never really liked Ping Pong the animation, which is the same person who did Devil May Cry Baby's animation, but it looks really good. It works for that show. It's like, holy shit. Even though I could do without the running, the way they do the run, it's
really weird.
I've never seen anyone, even a beast, run like that. Like, I mean, you don't see animals run like that. You don't see, rabid people run like that. It's weird. Like, they look like they're swimming midair, swinging their arms around, and I'm like, that's not running. You're gonna fall doing that. And I think it was Chibi Reviews did a video where he did the Devilman run, and I'm like, why? Why?
Another reason why I need to
like that.
He really did. I was like, oh, so bad. I would never do that. You would never. The worst I've ever done. I one time ran like Naruto, and I'm like, I look back at my high school stuff. I'm like, yeah, you were a weeboo one time, way back when, before weeboo became a thing. Well, it's okay, but yeah, it's the process of growing. Usama asked, "What do you think about watching anime that are just okay, mostly for Blade?" Oh, dude, I mean, I watched everything. I really had. There's nothing I don't really per se dislike 100% because I appreciate all types of anime, and I'm one that respects people's decision. Like, I know that's so rare, the anime community, for people to respect someone like, you like One Piece? Oh my god, I hate you. You're a terrible person. It's like it doesn't mean I don't like it. It's not my cup of tea. But it's not that I hate it. But I watched
my cup of tea.
Yeah, like I watched Usama Game all the way through, and that was god awful. It was painful to my soul, and it killed some of my life off watching it all the way through. But I still did it. What was it? Oh, I forgot. There was like this one Servamp. I saw a little bit of it. I hated that. But I mean, I watched some of the more obscure titles, and that's okay. Have you seen China? And speaking of which, have you seen Chinese anime? That's actually a good question to wrap up things on.
Because
we've been going on.
I mean, I've heard something. I haven't seen one, but I've heard something about a Chinese anime. This was Noble from Lost Foss talked about this with a Chinese anime that's very. I think it's similar to Sword Art Online. Is that the one we're talking about? Or yeah.
King's Avatar is probably one of the best Chinese anime that I've ever seen in my life. It's so good.
I've heard a lot about it, and like Noble said, like this Chinese. Oh really?
Mm-hmm. You watch the whole thing on YouTube. It's because they actually the company that made it allowed YouTube to have the rights to like upload it to them, so they have their own channel and they have it where you can watch it on there. And it's slow. The subtitles aren't super fast on that one. It's okay, you can read it, because for a lot of people the biggest issue with the King's Avatar was that you would have to worry about how fast the subtitles were, because it's not, they talk like, I mean, a mile a minute. And the subtitle, even the people that were doing the subtitle translations were having problems keeping up with it. Like, that was that bad. There were some websites that made it where they slowed down the anime. So they made it like 0.75, I think, speed-wise, because they had to keep up with the translations. They couldn't do it otherwise. So it was definitely hard for some people. But I think the YouTube one was fine. You can watch that and have the whole, they have all 12 episodes of it.
Huh. I mean, it looks, I've heard a lot of great stuff about it, so maybe I'll give it a shot. Is it better than Sword Art Online?
Yeah, it's because it's not they're trapped in the game right like that. It's just that they're esports players. They're playing it like in terms of actually mouse keyboard. But the guy is someone, and it's not a spoiler, but the main character is someone that was like known as one of the best players around. He was part of a team, and they kind of like started getting jealous of him, so they kicked him off the team, and he left. And what he ended up doing is he ended up making a new character and raised it up to a certain rank. So this way he could start going his way back through the circuit again, but as his own team instead of being on another team, on their team. And it's just badass because like the way he moves, they show his keyboard, like his hands are flying at the things, hitting buttons, and his character is representing that. I'm like, I don't think any game works like that. I don't think just because you hit a million keys super fast. I mean, I think Mia, you play a lot of MMOs, right? Or you play a few.
Me?
I think I've seen Mia. I think I've seen you talk about. Right.
And like there's
slam them, yeah.
For the skills to happen, you can't really.
Exactly. There's cooldown. There's a reason that cooldown existed in things, but not in King's Avatar.
There are like dumb classes that you can always like just piano everything, like a mage, but that's like a bad way to play. I've done it before, but it's bad.
No, it's just unreal. But there's but it is a good Chinese anime. That's one of the ones I recommend for people who are like trying to get into it.
Yeah.
Because on that anime, the main character has lots of moves per minute or moves.
Yeah, they count it by like they call it. Was it clicks by minute or something like that? Where
something like
it's geared where they say how many times you can legitimately hit keys and type out the moves, and they like, oh my god, he's got 500 clicks per minute. Like, dude, I don't think you need to play any MMO. You have to hit 500 keys per minute. Like what? But no, there's some good ones. Also Foxbear Matchmaker, if you want romance, is a good romance / comedy is a good Chinese anime. But anyone else see any Chinese anime here?
I watched one, but I don't think anybody watched it. It's called Spirit.
Oh yeah, no, someone was talking about the chat. Yeah, I saw the first episode of Spirit Pact. It was interesting.
No. Oh yeah, but Spirit Pact is very. It's literally that. There's like a contract between the spirit and this guy, and then there's a lot of like legacy history, like lineage history, and then I guess that's what this will turn off people a little bit, because there's like a part where the characters kiss, and we are talking about two men. Right. So yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's got some Yuri scenes in it.
Yaoi.
Oh my god, I mix up all the time. I'm sorry, Yuri and Yaoi fans out there. Please don't kill me. Please,
God!
Please, legit, don't kill me. When I mix those up, I see like so many comments like, "It's called Yuri." It's like
Yuri on Ice or something, or is that what it's called?
Yuri on Ice is. Well, let's not talk about Yuri. It's a good series, but at the same time, I like. It's definitely something. What about you, Cynthia? You ever watch Chinese anime, brother?
No, I haven't. I think maybe I might have read like some like manga of Chinese originally, but translated. I think because the you can tell with the names sometimes. Right.
Well,
that,
this
isn't like yeah.
There are some Japanese anime that are like they're made mostly by Chinese people. Like So it's still considered Japanese anime, but I think it was was it The Outsider, I think, or something like that. It was a series called, or Outlast. I forget the name of the damn show, but it had like zombies in it. I think that was technically Chinese animation, but it's done by a studio that's in Japan. And then there was one other which I can't think of the top of my head, but it was terrible. And that's also Japanese, but it's Chinese anime. Yeah, I wish we. By the way, Amia, I wish that we do have Koreans, because I know the Koreans have anime too, and we don't get very much of that.
These,
and
what they have, the manhwa. They could adapt that. That would be so cool.
Yeah, manhwa is actually pretty. Like, it's getting popular slowly but surely. I've had to read a lot for work, and I like it.
Let me see. There are some that are very, very famous.
I mean, like Orange Marmalade is probably one of the biggest ones in terms of romance. The King's Tower is another. Actually, the God was it Tower of God? That's what it's. Tower of God is another famous manhwa. Bastard is another famous manhwa. That's like. By the way, for you, Shiki, if you ever want to read a messed up story, because I know you're still here, read Bastard and look up the manhwa for it though, because you have to type it that way specifically. It's like it's about like a serial killer's son, and it's so dark. And then Shiki also wants me to tell everyone about Happy Sugar Life, which that's gonna be an anime soon, and it is dark as shit. Oh boy, I started reading it. It is very dark. But since you asked me, Chiki, I'll do it. It's about essentially a girl who comes home and she finds like this little girl and ends up taking care of her, but she does like anything for her to take care of this girl, and this girl's missing. Like, she's been
anything.
No, like she kills people to protect her, and will like legit chop them to pieces, have other people throw them outside and throw them, hide their bodies and stuff like that. She like manipulates certain people to do certain. It's really dark, and the eyes she makes are like the Gasa eyes when she's super happy. She's like the super wide eyes. I'm like, oh, okay. If you want messed up stuff, that you can watch that.
Wow.
This surprisingly, I noticed recently. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but there's a lot of darker anime and manga coming out of there, coming out to like the woodwork. They're starting to show up in the mainstream, and it's like, okay, very surprised. I mean, like, did any girl or guys see that magical raising project, or not? Was it magical raising site or magical girl
raising project?
No, magical girl site is I'm talking about the one that came out the other day.
New one.
You saw that one?
It was a bit.
It was messed up.
I didn't say it, so
if you don't like messed up stuff, don't watch it. It is dark.
It's so depressing. The first episode.
It's messed up. Like, I mean, that girl gets beat up and basically like molested by her brother.
Okay.
They try to rape her at one point, and she makes them disappear with a magical ray gun. And they fall in front of a train and get crushed by a train.
Spoilers.
Okay.
Yeah, it's spoilers, but it's like a warning of a spoiler. So it's like, this is the stuff you're going to see watching that show. Like, it has magical girls in it, sure, but it ain't super happy, like, transform to save the day. No, it's more like transform to being raped. And it's like, okay. But yeah, we'll avoid that.
I don't know. I'm gonna dodge that. I'm gonna dodge that bullet.
All right. How about this? I think this will be the last question, I think, before, because I mean, unless you guys want to keep going for like hours longer, because I think we're at like 2 hours.
I don't care.
Well, I feel more for me and Cynthia, because I mean, Mia, I know it's like what, 9 o'clock almost for you now.
Oh yeah, I forget you're in a different time zone. We're talking to you from the past, and you're from the future. So
you're far in the future. But
back to my.
What?
I'm saying it's 9. Okay, 9.5. So yeah, I need to like shower and dinner.
It's like 4.
All right, so we'll wrap it up with this. Since we started this whole thing by introductions and all that. Let us talk real fast, briefly about it. What is the worst show you've ever seen, anime-wise? The worst one. Cynthia, let's start with you.
Gamers.
Seriously, you hate gamers that much? I didn't hate gamers that much. Like, gamers was bad at one point, but it wasn't horrible.
I don't know. I mean, I think just because I watched it, I think through, like, I watched it all of the episodes. That's why I was in pain. No, I kept like watching it weekly, but
okay. I was gonna say, if you binge it, I feel like it works for you.
No.
Oh my god. Gamers, like, yeah, for people that don't know, that was like, that had potential to be really good. It did. And it started off pretty good, I thought, and then it just became love triangles and rectangles, and people were misunderstanding things left and right, and just
Yeah, I thought it would be more about, like, them playing the games and, like,
it starts
I
off
don't
that
know.
way.
Yeah,
It
I
just
thought
used
it would have
to.
been good like that, but
Do you remember the first episode? It showed real games. Like, it had Guilty Gear. It had Persona, the fighting series for it. And I'm like, oh shit, they're showing real games. And maybe the series about them fighting. No, then it just goes into this romance stuff. And I'm like, but what happened to the games? Aren't you guys gamers? What's the okay? I gave up on it. I legit gave up on the series after a while. We'll say Robbie. What was your least favorite anime ever watched?
Oh god. Have I watched some really shitty anime? I mean, I've seen anime, but I don't know if it's like the shittiest I would ever see in general. But I mean, I did watch a bit of Dragon Ball GT because it was Dragon Ball. This was before Dragon Ball Super, and I was just like, this is not the type of Dragon Ball I was expecting. This was not the type of Dragon Ball I wanted. This is not the Dragon Ball I fell in love with. Like, so I was just like, I don't know. I just did not like I felt the art style was just really off, and I felt like the characters was just, I don't know. I just did not like Vegeta with a mustache.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, I remember that. It was so stupid the way he made him look. Oh my god.
And but then again, it's part of the Dragon Ball franchise. I'm trying to pick an anime that's like its own thing. That's like, is there really a bad anime that I've watched? I mean, I remember though, I mean, I'm gonna say this out to you guys, and I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this. But I know it's a really popular series, and I understand a lot of people love it to this day, but I do not love this anime at all. And I'm talking about Attack on Titan. I do not like Attack on Titan. I'm sorry.
And then we see the like counter on this drop, and then go straight down. It's okay. Not everyone's into Attack on Titan, to be honest. I've met a lot of people that say they hated it, to be honest with you. It's okay for some people. Some people don't like it.
I just don't like it because it's just, I don't know, I feel like it's too dramatic for me. And it's just like, I mean, the animation's unique and all that. I think the animation's unique. I think I watched like the first 5 episodes, like, because there's like a marathon thing going on at Toonami, so I did that. And I watched it, and I just like, okay, maybe, like, the first episode was okay. I was just like, okay, maybe it'll get better later. So I kept watching it. Second episode, yeah. Third episode, yeah. Is it going to get better later? Because it could be that. So I watched the fourth and the fifth, and I was just like, I'm done.
See, people will tell you that the reason why you think it's horrible is because you watched the dub, not the sub.
It wasn't that though.
I like the dub for it because I like what's his face? Bryce Papenback. I like his voice actor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm mixed on English dub and Japanese dub, by the way. Like, I'll watch either Japanese dub or English dub, so I'm not like, and I know that's a big war going on, but anyway. But I was saying though,
that could be a whole thing for like another hour for us. Trust me. It's just
but it's one of my favorite series. It's just, I don't know. But there's one other series that I don't want to watch, but for some reason, like, it just, I don't know. A lot of people hate this anime so much that it's just so popular. and I'm talking about Boku no Pico. I don't know if you heard about that. How it's like the worst anime ever.
Right. Well, Boku no Pico is definitely, yeah. It'll never beat, though, for me personally. It'll never beat the worst anime ever made, which is Mars of Destruction.
Really?
Mars of Destruction is, to me, one of the worst things I've ever seen, ever created.
I never heard of it, so
don't. It's 17 minutes and it's OVA episodes. It's like legit. It's only one episode. It's just an OVA series, but it is so bad. It is considered by most people one of the worst things. And then Miles, I ain't flexing just because you paid $2. What am I gonna flex? See, people started joining this chat, and I'm like, why? Okay. Anyways, but yeah, Mars of Destruction for me is the worst thing ever. And wrapping up with you, Mia, what was the worst thing you've ever seen?
Oh, it was an anime called Glass Slip.
Oh, that's terrible. That's horrible, that show. Oh my god.
But they tease you like, oh, there's a story, but there isn't. Nothing makes sense. They look at glass and they see like future scenes, or I don't know, they see something, but then it means nothing. Nothing happens in that anime. And they like say that like there's a romance, but then the romance also doesn't happen. Like nothing happens. And it's not like it's supernatural, but nothing happens. It's so weird. It's just awful. I felt like I wasted my life and the story didn't come to an end. It was so weird.
I remember the only episode of Glass Slip I liked was the very, very last episode of Glass Slip, where it was like, what if, I think it was second to last episode, where they did like a what if scenario. Like, what if she was the one that was the main dude, and what if the dude was like the one that was living there the whole time? And that was actually so nice and romantic. And I was like, oh my god, it's nice and it's an enjoyable story. They went to see fireworks together. They had like this actual moment that they looked like they were gonna make out. And then lo and behold, it went back to being Glass Slip. And I was like, wow, this show sucks. So I definitely agree with you on that. It's pretty damn terrible. But with that, what was not terrible was having you guys here for this stream. This was awesome.
Yeah, this was just...
I would love to do this again. We will, like I said before, we will actually try to get a name for this, and we'll have rotating hosts and stuff like that. I'm not gonna always be the host, obviously, because
I'm not the
host.
Yeah, I was just.
What's up?
I was just sorry. I was just trying to get to use this Google chat thing, like this YouTube chat thing. I didn't know what it was, and that's why I know some people were like, Robbie, say something. So I was just like, oh, so this is how people chat. So I was like, okay, I'll join in on the phone. So yeah, sorry if I didn't get if you guys had questions earlier for me, I'm sorry, but I just didn't know how to use it at first, and that's my fault, so I apologize. So,
oh my god!
But yeah,
why do so many people want me to flex? What am I gonna flex? I don't have muscles, dude.
Do they mean like actual like flexing,
yeah,
or or showing off flexing like your Rolex?
Like, oh my god, like flex like that, like. Oh, I don't have that. There you go. I did it, by the way. There you go. But that's my friends, by the way, that love doing that.
Oh man.
Anyways, but anyways, you guys want to say one more outro for all you guys? Where people can find you once more.
Do you want me to start first?
Yeah, go ahead, man. You can go first.
All right. Okay. Well, if you guys see my outro, I usually do me 4 favors: share, like, comment, subscribe, and don't just do that for me, but do it for these other guys. Do it for them because they're just as awesome, more awesome than me. So, but yeah, just check out their channels. But if you want to check out my channel too, that's awesome too. But I'm trying not to be selfish here or self-promote me or anything. I'm just trying to.
No, I want you guys to self-promote yourself. That's the whole thing. Like, that's why we decided to have this on the channel, is that it'll help you guys a little bit. Because I know we all need to share the anime love. We gotta get all popular here and get super famous, and
we get 1 million subs.
I'll become like PewDiePie. Let's do it.
Okay, but that's my outro right there. It was awesome being here. Thanks, you guys are just amazing for having me here and stuff. Like, I'm just glad to be part of this, and I'm glad to finally talk to you guys like through voice.
What were you saying?
Really thanks to you, Robbie, because you started the whole thing. You were the one with the idea, and you got towards everyone.
I asked you, like, who was the one who actually came up with this idea? I did not know who it was. It's like,
oh yeah, it was me. It was me. That was my idea.
There you go.
That was this lucky man, like, right here.
Be proud of that. See, like, the more reason to sub to you. All right, Cynthia, you want to go up next?
Oh yeah, yeah. You guys can find me at Sushi Fairy. That's my YouTube and Twitter and Instagram, all that.
Watch the Sunday stories. Watch them.
What?
No, the Sunday stories you have. Watch them.
Yeah, my little story times. I did a dance thing to that Initial D meme songs and stuff, and in my Gudetama Wenzi, and yeah, and this has been Mia's Quartet, your favorite anime radio show, 3.14159. I'm your host, Ryan Seacrest.
You just do pi? That was the pi, right? Like, that was the first numbers of pi.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so it wasn't crazy. Okay, well. I mean, that'd be a very interesting station because I don't know how you would actually make that station work on a car. There'd be a lot of changing now. All right, and Mia for the quartet, the one that I consider the main one of us for some reason.
So, hey, I'm Mia. I have a YouTube channel. I don't know how you would find it, but it's just Mia.
I have like I said, I have the links and for everyone's channels in the comments or description box below.
Of this video, and you can type SAD. I'm trying to make this series called seasonal anime dissections.
Right.
SAD, like said, don't ask. And yeah, I have a Twitter. You can follow me there, and I have an Instagram if you want to see pictures. And that's all. There's Twitch, but it's very rare. So.
And if you want to subscribe to me and you didn't realize that, all you have to do is actually just go right here. Oh, hey, look, you're on the channel already. What? That's crazy. Just hit that subscribe button. Oh man, wow, what a concept. I mean, that's why I don't need to do an outro, but yeah, I was the host for this week's episode. You know, we're not sure when we're gonna be doing this all the time. You know, we're gonna figure that out. We'll have more talks about it. We'll try to get more formatting between us.
Yeah.
I mean, for a lot. I mean, hey, listen. First and foremost, by the way, to all of you, you all did a great job. Like, you know, you pretend like you said you didn't know how to do this. You all seem like you did for the most part. So I mean, I was worried because I was saying shy and all that. I'm like, you'd be fine. You did a great job. So be proud of that.
I know. I even surprised myself.
So there you go. Yeah. See. So once you get past that first second, it flows. It just happens. So and then from here on, it's like now you guys are veterans. You've already gone through the first gambit of it. But yeah, seriously, everyone, I loved having you here. This was awesome. I hope we keep doing this. And like I said, we'll have more formatting next time. We'll figure out what we would talk about. And we'll get maybe some ideas. If you want to have, you know, ideas for us, you can tell me later on via Twitter or whatever.
Yeah.
All right. But I'll be wrapping it up. Everyone say bye-bye. Bye-bye, people.
Bye.
Bye-bye, people.
Goodbye. Done.